tournament, hard mode edition. I'm Solsky. I'm joined by Apathy Duck today. How you doing, Duck?
I'm doing all right. How are you?
Hold on. Okay, I'll be doing better now. Yeah, 2 teams facing at it tonight. SpeedGaming 6.
Yeah, it should be a pretty good one. For those of you who don't know what co-op is, basically what it is 2 teams of 2 players. Everyone gets the same seed, and the co-op portion of it is basically just information sharing. So let's say Maniacal goes to Kakariko, he can tell Hitaka exactly what's in all the chests and stuff, so he knows what he can get, what to skip. It's a pretty interesting mode, especially for SMZ3, because there's 2 different games, like two halves of the world. So some teams make more of a split between the SM and Link to the Past progression based on relative skill levels or things like that. But there's a lot of ways to split it up. There's so much in Link to the Past to be done, and the main thing is in this one, it's not average time; it's last to finish. So the first team to finish both players will win. So the first player to finish on each team basically doesn't really have any effect. Doesn't matter how soon they finish. So you may see if a player has like a pretty big lead over their partner going to the end, they might do a bunch of extra checks looking for things like swords or boots, any SM movement item, stuff like that to help the partner speed up a little bit. But it's a pretty fun mode. I enjoy it, especially because SMZ3 is just so long. The co-op really helps you cut it down a lot, and you tend not to get as many like just bizarre last location items because you have 2 people covering ground. So it's a pretty fun mode. Should be getting started shortly here.
Yeah, I really like that first to finish over the average time. I call it the meme timing. The only community I've ever seen it prevalent is Super Metroid, and their opinion doesn't count here. This is SMZ3. It's like gerrymandering, right? Like you have like 2 games, but A Link to the Past is just twice as big and 9 times as popular. So we just kind of pulled a heavy on them and picked the first finish.
Yeah, I think the only pro comment I've seen for average time is it makes the execution of the player who's going to be finished first matter. Where a lot of times, if like you're ahead by a minute or 2, it really doesn't matter what you can do.
Execution still matters regardless. Like it
matters the other 2 hours of the game.
Every rationale I've heard on it, bad.
Yeah, I mean that's the only one that has any. That's the only one that has like any weight, but like your execution, the rest of the game still matters. The thing that I don't like about it is that, for meantime, is that basically once you're in go mode, the co-op portion's over because both players want to go as fast as possible. There's not really any helping your teammate anymore.
Okay, well, both teams have started, by the way.
Yeah, looks like interesting. We have Hitaka and Maniacal going straight to A Link to the Past. For co-op, I see a lot of teams actually split up this the first 2 SM checks. They're not really that bad of a check. I know it's kind of out of the meta for solo to not check these. You can spike something here.
Excuse me, out of the meta?
I mean, a little bit. Like a lot of people don't like checking it. I guess you do.
No one's learned anything from a champion's route. What can I say?
Yeah, that's the thing to take away from that. I learned to get Hossie to skip the hammer twice. That's what I learned.
Yeah, it's kind of risky because this is the hard mode rule set, meaning that there's going to be a lot more expectations specifically on the Super Metroid side. There is no implications for hard mode on Link to the Past. It's just basically it requires you to do a whole lot more stuff in Super Metroid. One day I hope that kind of changes, but for now it is what it is.
Yeah, I know we're both not big fans of hard mode normally, just because, especially on the SM side, it's like so much opens up at once, and it's just like guess where the item is. There's not a lot of like, there's not as much like figuring out like where the items are going to lead you, and maybe like a lot of times I've just been like tricked into doing upper Norfair, and it's like, oh no, it's like Magic Bat or somewhere silly, right? And you just wasted so much time before you actually get narrowed down to it. For co-op, I think it's a lot better because it minimizes the chance of it being like a very linear seed where you're just on top of your partner the entire time, and it just opens up more. There's more likely to be multiple paths to do it once. So I think co-op solves a lot of the problems of hard mode, and is a good format for the tournament.
Absolutely, and again, like you kind of said, and just making or spending that like 40 or so seconds going on Super Metroid, it just balances your time exchange better because, like, you're gonna be on top of each other for Link to the Past most of the times. There's really no benefit in keeping both players in there and trying to like optimize that because then you're just gonna be stumbling on each other within the early game, anyways. So
Yeah, it looks. I missed exactly where this hammer came from. It does look
it
like
was
it was
area.
Uncle. Okay, so Hataka got a little lucky here in spiking something to be able to do escape with. He also has 10 bombs, so he could have done it with that too.
Well, I have it on good authority. Hataka's a wuss, and he wouldn't do bomb escape. So
well, okay, but you know, finding that hammer does because really, a Link to the Past, you have you know, Kakariko is the most popular opening. There are some people who like to delay it. But like everywhere else, you kind of need bombs, and like if one player is doing Kakariko, the other player, like everywhere else they want to go, pretty much requires bombs already. So like, you know, going to either a dam in Agina, dam in South Shore, going to Sasha, like all of those need bombs. So you're one of the players really doesn't have a lot of places to find them. Which is again another reason why to maybe open that SM route, because you can just honestly just finding bombs down there is worth it to keep, depending on how players are going to split up their routes.
Just got the back of the well check here by Maniacal, still finding nothing. Situation normal in SMZ3.
Oh, bombs off the crab. That's a really good crab to get. I think like bombs and for any of the tree poles, basically bombs and red rupees are the things you want. So that's a very, very nice thing to get there. Pretty much solves the early game bomb problems. And like just being able to know, like especially going to South Shore, if like Scoopala was going to go to South Shore, now he knows there's bombs in the crab from his partner, so he can just go down there with no bombs and know he can get him on the way, which is really nice.
All right, we got Ice Rod in its vanilla location in the dam. I'm just memeing. It's actually not its vanilla location, but yeah.
Do you even know?
Yes, I do.
Only because it's called Ice Rod Cave. That's the only reason.
I'm pretty sure it's been like the vanilla location has been stated 3 times incorrectly in the history broadcasts. So,
I mean, I'm sure.
All right, we got a glove too. So we got a glove, hammer, no roll yet. No morph ball. Kind of, it's really trending towards like an early Dark World seed. That's both good and bad for co-op. You'd usually like to have the earlier the morph the better, so you can just kind of shuttle one of the players into SM as early as possible and have someone else clean up to kind of capture those kind of loose squares around the world. But if they're in Dark World, it's going to be a little harder to split up optimally, but they're going to have to find a way.
Yeah, I mean, there's enough in Dark World that you can still split up. You always have a Thieves Town that you can dip into, especially with Hammer. That means you can clear it. You know, someone else can do Skull Woods and stuff. So there's definitely some Dark World that you can do. But yeah, it'll neck down shortly, but then something else obviously has to be in that sphere. So it'll get them split up. But yeah, it does look like it could be early Dark World, but like yeah, we've both had seeds where it's like you get Moon or 2 out of 3 of Dark World, and all of a sudden Morph just shows up, and the third one's like behind Ridley or something silly. So it does smell like that way, but you never know.
Sorry, are we talking about where Morph could be or Pearl? Oh, Pearl.
No, I'm just saying sometimes.
I heard Ridley, so I'm like, oh wait, never mind.
No, I'm saying sometimes you'll get 2 out of 3 for Dark World, and then you'll get a surprise Morph ball, even though it feels like it's heading that way.
Yeah, let me tell you about surprise Morph balls today. Where's the worst place you've seen Morph?
TR Pendant, Pendant TR Laser Bridge is my worst one.
I had Fire Fleas today.
Ooh, yeah, that's. I also had one in a hard seed. It was Crumble Tower in a hard mode. I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah, I mean, I lost to Andy by 6 minutes, and I literally was about to withdraw from this tournament, and then Aussie kind of talked me out of it. So my confidence has been reestablished by great teamwork.
Was this talking you out of it just reminding that he's Aussie?
He actually didn't say anything. I just remembered I'm teaming with Aussie, and it's a free one, so I just kind of decided to say, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna be okay. Hitaki getting boots in Ice Rock Cave. That's an okay item to get.
Yeah, and looks like not doing the early SM dip is coming.
Yeah,
back
I
on
think
them a
that's a
little bit.
miscommunication from them, right? Like, it's weird to do it now.
I doubt. Like, do you guys not have like your opening set? Like, we have an opening
Oh yeah,
set,
yeah,
but it's like
100%.
yeah. So I don't know how you would miscommunicate. Like they've done this before. Like
I
they know
mean,
what they're
by
doing.
Aussie doing SM first, we save like 10 seconds on dropped inputs, as I call them. So he's just able to do a little bit faster than I would.
Yeah, unsurprisingly, I have QD do it. That's a big shocker.
So you're saying that's why he usually finishes like 25 minutes later?
Yeah, he almost like he keeps like no matter what he finds. It's like I found $10. I think I'm gonna keep this. I'm like okay, he's just, like sure.
Okay, is this where my pearl is? It's not my pearl here. All right.
Yeah, I know I've seen power bombs and missiles. Have you seen supers yet?
I think so. More interesting to the point, we have a couple of bad locations left for where this pearl is going to be, and/or Morph. Gina and Zora are striking right now.
Yeah, the early Agina. The time when we were doing the co-op and we had 4 people farming blind set, and you went to the Gamba location and beat everyone there.
What's this? Hitaga's making a beeline for a location here.
Oh, Pearl's we missed it. Pearl's in the library, so those boots is our Dark World access.
Sweet. I guess he's just picking up ammo in the such down here. Yep, there's supers. There's spring ball. Yeah, he's gonna want that. So again, as we've talked before, with like hard mode being basically SM centric, just makes it a lot harder. The logic opens up a lot of different things and requirements to get to certain items. Spring ball being one of those key items, where players can do what's called a spring ball jump along the wall. So what they would do is basically wall jump, and through a variety of like menus, basically turn off and on their spring ball during jump and morph, and they'd be able to get an extended jump height. So that could come into play here with the early spring ball, but we'll have to wait and see how the C develops.
Yeah, spring ball doesn't get them anything right now. Basically, it's an upper Norfair entry. It could be your worst room in the game item.
Could be Meyer stuff.
Yeah, but I'm just saying.
Stuff, meridia stuff, right?
Yeah, in their immediate sphere, and even with morph ball, it doesn't really get them any. The closest thing it's going to get them is upper Norfair access, but they'll need at least 5 E-tanks for that to be in logic. Although I'm sure Maniacal and Hitaka will probably do it sooner. Although the spring ball hell run is probably the worst one.
I don't know, man. It's one of my favorite items. A lot of creativity comes with that item. Unlocks a lot of stuff that you couldn't do without vanilla item requirements. So it's a pretty nifty item.
Yeah, no, it's a good. I was just saying it does not immediately help, but you're going to Kakariko, you might as well grab it then.
Okay, so Hitaka could not catch the dasher in Kakariko Village, and it looks like his avatar is may or may not be a duck. So duck is slow confirmed.
What? First of all, how is that a duck?
Does it not look like it has like?
No, it doesn't look like a duck at all. It looks like a monkey.
Okay, wait a second. Hold on.
Are you watching the right stream?
Hold on. I'm looking. It still looks like a duck to me.
Okay, I'm sorry.
It's got like a golden bill and like yellow feet. How is it not a duck? Excuse, I'm curious here.
Okay. We're not gonna have the duck argument for 20 minutes.
I'm ready to throw down, man. Like, honestly,
it's a duck. Fine, you got me. I'm slow.
Thank you.
Anyways, yeah, Hitaka's gonna be the first one into Dark World. Going to I like starting Hype Cave when you don't have boots, sword, and hammer, just because those are the 3 things you really want for Thieves Town. It's gonna make it a lot faster, or prevent a double dip in the case of not having hammer. So it makes sense without having any weapon whatsoever. Plus, okay, well, Thieves Town is also the green pendant, so it's less of a pressing concern still.
It really helps splitting up Dark World's route too, by doing that. So doing like a hype K pyramid Quakefish, it basically sections off Dark World for you then. So
yeah,
one teammate
especially
could go into like pod and like mimic clip if they had the ability or had a bottle or even the bow, and then the other one can kind of focus on the West Dark World. And you might say, well, that's a lot of items in West Dark World, but like time wise, pod does take a while to kind of liberate through. So
yeah, like a lot of times if you have a morph, by the time you hit Dark World, one player will sort of end up doing all Dark World, the other player's doing Metroid, but they both can hit it at the same time here, so they have to be a little bit smarter in splitting it up. Where's is he coming? No, he's coming this way to go around. Okay.
yeah, I don't like going through this up first, but it is what it is.
So also isolate K45 a little bit if he's gonna do. I mean, I think it's the right call. Again, they don't really have a lot to do. They're gonna go through this really quickly.
Yeah.
But it is gonna be isolated for later. You figure if Maniacal comes and does like Thieves Town, which even though it's a pendant, I think already just like co-op goes so fast, right? If Hitake is gonna be doing like maybe go back to Pyramid and Catfish, there's not much else for Maniacal to go. So
right.
I think an early Thieves Town makes sense here.
So we got a point of interest right now is that Avon Snakes is doing Eastern, which hasn't been done by the other team so far, and Scrupula is actually going to do Dark Cross here, and CZ's Big 20. Just because both teams have not done that yet.
Yeah, it looks like they haven't gone to Ice Rod Cave, so they don't know about the boots yet. Oh no, they do. Scrupula has it. I'm sorry.
Yep.
It is not easy keeping track of 4 people. Let me tell you. Shout outs to our tracker who has to do this by themselves.
Also, I don't know if we've gotten these boot checks either.
Yeah, I don't know.
Specifically Bumper Cape. I don't think I saw Hitaka do it, but it's just a bomb upgrade. Hitaka, meanwhile, yeah, it looks like he's going to do Sash, maybe Pod Eastern here. I think that's like the right call here to kind of split things up, but we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, like I was saying, there's really not a lot, because it's not only you have to worry about what you're doing, you have to worry about what your partner's doing. Now, if like let's say if Thieves Time was a crystal, I think it would actually be smarter maybe for them both to dip that, because they're both going to have to do it, right? And as long as one player has a little bit of a lead time over the other one, you're still going to get all the benefit of it being pre-scouted, right? Even though you're kind of on top of each other. But with Thieves being the crystal or being the pendant, and then Pod not being fully clearable, yeah, I think it makes sense to just go ahead and split it up right here, because neither is entirely attractive. So you each bite one half of the bowl, I guess, and send the other person to the other one.
So one cool thing to note about like a co-op tournament like this for SMZ3 is that a lot of the times you're going to be basically cutting it really close on safety, such as like heart containers, heart pieces, mails, swords, E-tanks, that sort of thing. So you're going to see a lot more of a low percent than you'd see in a normal SMZ3 seed. We're seeing that right now with Maniacal and Hitaka being on 4 and 3 hearts specific. That's a pretty tight opening requirement, as we see Hitaka with half a heart here in the pod area of Dark World. So like I know I said that there's no hard mode requirements or anything like that to Link to the Past, but with a co-op format like this, you're really going to see the players tested today on their abilities of both games.
Yeah, and we haven't gotten there yet, but not only just low percent, but that also has logic implications too, because the E-tanks required for Hell Runs it's 2 for the Ice Beam and 5 to get all the way to Upper Norfair, assuming you have to go through the top. So it's, you definitely can do it on less. I mean, you can do it on 3 if you had high jump, which is how you do it like normal, like an RBO situation. But so yeah, not having the E-tanks that your partner has, if the game wants you to go to Upper Norfair, you might either have to dig out those E-tanks or do it on less equipment than maybe would prefer to, and even technically do it out of logic. Oh, high jump in Skull is a. I mean, if you're not going to find a logical progression in Skull Woods, I think high jump is the thing you want. Kind of sucks for Hitaka. I don't know if that's necessarily it's probably this early. I probably would get high jump, especially if they find speed. I would just come get high jump.
Yeah, I actually really like seeing these swordless starts too, because again, it's going to put our runners to the test, especially with them being so low equipped. Like thieves sound 4 hearts hammer only is a little risk. A little risk.
Yeah, if you had a sword, 3 hearts isn't too bad. It's not that bad of a dungeon with a sword, but yeah, without that sword.
You say that, but like Mom's spaghetti can come out pretty fast with blinds.
Yeah,
like, if you're hit once with a sword and 3 hearts, like it's probably over, right? So
the speedrun does it on 1 now though, so
I don't care. Hey, did you just hear me ruffling through my bag of combos, by the way, while I was answering you?
Yes, I did. Everyone did.
Well, that's my snack today. Duck, what are you snacking
that's
on?
a fitting snack for co-op, the combo.
Yeah, what are you snacking on right now?
I have tea. I'm not snacking on anything.
You're not even having a beer, really?
It's like 6 for me.
It's 6 p.m. It's like a low.
So it looks like, yeah, Hataka's also doing some logic breaks here.
We're not done here. Chat, this is the guy that owns the PBR hat. It's a hat made out of PBR cases, and he's gonna draw the line at 6 p.m. for hello.
It's because if I start now, I will drink another whole case. So you know. Anyways, Hataka doing some mimic clip here. I mean, if you're gonna go pod, this definitely makes sense. The thing with pod is like once you redip it later, unless he gets a miracle bow here, and even if it does, he's gonna have a hell of a time with the dark rooms. But once you have to come back later with like the big key and everything, it's a pretty quick dungeon, so you might as well just do everything now. It'll also give a pretty good read for Maniacal. That's a nice big key location if there's nothing in here. Maniacal will just be able to go hard right and straight to Helma later on.
So we know now that anything big key locked, which is obviously the boss, which would be anyways, and that big chest is locked behind the bow.
Yes.
We've also only have 1 small key on the right side, so we know pod is not bow locked.
Yeah, he's got 2 keys, so that means the left side was. It's interesting he didn't go middle with having a key for right away.
I mean, the chests are done, so it looks like he did.
Yeah, Hataka's he doesn't have a bow or anything to hit that switch. No, he's got bombs. He could have.
Yeah, he's gonna have to use bombs. That's how he's gonna have to do it. He can also do a bomb clip. So if he goes along the middle side here, I don't know if you've seen it before. It's kind of ancient tech, but you can actually do a bomb jump.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Left side. Maniacal found gravity, by the way. Just a quick call out.
Yeah, gravity. I really hate gravity before Morph because it does nothing for you, and then I don't know. It always feels like Meridia ends up being a bit of a troll one way or another with that early gravity. Either it turns out everything was in there, or just nothing was in there with
nice
the
have,
gravity.
Right?
Yeah,
so,
it's nice to have.
Introduction. He took a death. Oh wow! Oh, he took the spooky death.
Yeah,
I haven't seen
that's
that
the second
in a
death
long time.
Yeah, I mean he's doing.
Maniacal sucks.
Yeah, more 3 heart stuff. Scoopla and Avis Sneaks don't have much more health. Like they have the exact same health that Maniacal and Taka have. So they're definitely leaving the door open here.
Yup.
They also have Eastern already checked out. So if the seed continues to be dry, then Maniacal and Hataka might end up dipping that. That advantage is going to go away. Right now, that's really the Oumslaw's big advantage.
Right.
Probably start using team names so I don't have to say end constantly.
So Scoop, I'm gonna call him Scoop. Scoop is right now just in Skullwoods. It looks like Avon Sneaks is in. I'm gonna say that looks like Death Mountain. What dark room would he be in?
Yeah, it could be. There's not a lot up in Death Mountain. There's the 2 items. You can get Old Man, and you can get Spec Rock, and then you can also you can check or get the high jump E-Tank location, as well as you can do like a scout on Croc exit.
Okay.
So not a lot up there, and it's out of logic. It's a little aggressive.
Yeah, we got the Harkeet piece, and you're gonna say about the hookshot in pod.
Yeah, we just found a hookshot, so that's a really nice find. That honestly kind of a little bit of a feels bad for Maniacal that he comes up here right when that hookshot's found, because it makes more sense. I think he was coming up here right. He was already on his way.
No, he wasn't. He was going into thieves and then he died. So he just like did a 180 and did this because he's I don't know. I don't want to say it again. I was his last.
It is hard with.
I'm just browsing him
with 3 hearts. So, and again, it's really the no sword. And having the sword makes these things so much easier because it's all big dashes. And with that sword, just knocks everything out of your way. But if you don't have that safety, it becomes kind of and there's the sword.
And free.
All right, yeah. Now Thieves Down is easy. So yeah, it's entirely. Was that? So that
I was gonna say, oh man, I was waiting for him to go to Alpha Thieves with high jump, but
so I think that Hookshot is bow locked, but not lamp locked.
It's not bow locked. It was on the right side.
Okay.
So it's not locked at all.
Right, but it was in the dark room.
All right, no, if depending on where the hookshot was it in the dark rooms? Was it in turtle room? Do we know if it was in harmless? It was in the hellway. Do we know?
No, I didn't see it.
Okay. Or she left, so it was locked behind the lamp. Okay.
Yeah. So okay. So
if it's in one of the last key locked rooms, either dark maze or or the hellway, it requires 6 keys in logic, so it would be bow locked. But since we know it was in the dark review maze, it's only lamp locked at that point.
Yeah, so because it's only lamp locked, I mean, they still do need a fire source, but you tend not to worry about lamp logic too much. I think chasing that hookshot now makes a lot, especially with the flute, makes a lot of sense. Because it could just be lamp in some bizarre location, and you might even be able to get that maybe like later on.
Chat
in a cleaner fashion.
Chat, I want you to just put in your apathy.07s in the chat room, please.
Still,
Apathy is a big fan. That's why he's picked 07 at the end of his name for when he salutes the duck, when the flute gets used. So please, you can continue now, duck.
Okay. So it looks like Maniacal's gonna take that sword right back into Thieves Town. That makes a lot of sense. Again, not.
I was waiting to see him squirm, honestly, being on like 4 hearts or 3 hearts with a hammer, but yeah. It's gonna be much easier with that sword.
Yeah, the sword plus Maniacal's got 6 now as well. So yeah, it'll be interesting to see when Water Closet ends up making the. Oh, that's a feels bad. That the morph was just sitting right there in the front. That could have been pretty easily had, and then you would just, at that point, I think you just bail on the back. So
yeah, he just does front four. He should just do front four. No, he's already in here. He's gonna have to do it. I was gonna say just bail, but
I'd still bail after front. I mean, morph that opens up, like we said, with that's all of Wreck Ship. That is Brinstar. That is. I don't think it's upper Norfair yet because I don't think they have the E-tanks, but it's going to be close. You know, it certainly could be E-tanks just in all that. Like, are you really going to do the back of Thieves Town when you have like pretty much all of another game opened up?
It's co-op, so yes. I mean, when they go to Super Metroid, right, you're going to have gravity anyways. So the players are going to have a lot of ways to be able to split up Super Metroid here. And honestly, like if one does Bryn and the other one doesn't, they just chase to the actual locations. It's gonna split pretty good. Like the time spent to go to the back of Thieves isn't that critical, or it's gonna be really putting you behind going SM.
Yeah,
and,
I suppose.
Hitaka is still chasing that sword.
Yeah, you gotta wait for the guy to come around if you miss him.
Yeah, I'm calling it out because he should know that Morph is in Thieves, but they still elected. I guess he was already in the neighborhood, but yeah. I don't know. Maybe he took a death up here in Death Mountain. I'm not sure.
It looks like a Hitaka is. Yeah, I mean, might as well finish off. I mean, technically that hookshot is out of logic, but I guess you might as well finish off.
Oh, 100%. Like if Speed's up here. Like,
I feel like one of them should bail on their current route with that morph. Like both of them sticking with the length of the past, spiking morph like that seems a bit wrong. But what do I know? I'm terrible at rando, so maybe this is why.
You know who's worse at rando?
I know what you're gonna say, and I don't even know if that's right.
Take a guess.
Is it Cutie?
It might be Cutie.
Okay.
But it also might be Maniacal. So you had a 50% chance of being either right or wrong. The trick of that one is that the answer was both. So congratulations, you have still passed.
I think this is our first catfish that we're going to see here from Water Closet.
So this is the play I wanted to see Hitaka do, just to split up the pyramid quick fish so you can kind of divide and conquer.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I guess we're not going to see cat. This Overworld is And low hearts is especially deceptively tricky. Overlord with low hearts and no sword is like probably one of the hardest things in this game, honestly.
Oh yeah. Let's not do the back of thieves.
Yeah,
sound.
okay. That's how. That's
Yeah,
how it works.
let's just leave now and go to Super Metroid and miss that mirror in the big chest.
I took one card to an inside straight. Clearly, I'm a genius.
Independent thieves. When are you coming back, Duck? Oh no. Oh.
Yeah,
Lordy. And Scoopula's gonna leave. Oh no. So the hope is that Avon Sneak stays in Thieves. So that's why I was thinking maybe one gets back 4 bales and then the other one, or sorry, the front 4 bales and the other one does the back. But
wasn't this my MO last tournament where I would say like, oh, I don't really like this play, and like every time I said that, they would like, they would spike something huge. I seem to remember that being a joke. Not sure why Scoop is. Oh, I guess filling up reserve.
Energy's energy, man. All right, I didn't see anything from Blind there, just the green pendant. Again, an important pendant potentially. Could have that item behind it in Sash. So
it looks like Scoop is going to be ending up opening Brinstar here. I think both of us kind of consider the magic number to be 15 that you really want to do this on. Honestly, this is one of the reasons I prefer opening Kraid, because you can always get there and full clear everything with 5. The main downside is it does isolate X-ray.
Yeah, I mean, 10 is good. 15 is like that really clean number.
Yeah, 10. A lot of times with 10, you're going to end up abandoning something unless you have like a screw or a speed or something like that.
Sorry, I just needed to interject. This lineup that Hatak is doing is angering me at an alarming rate here.
It's the correct. That's the correct lineup.
Yeah. So you know that, like, again, we've had this discussion about pause buffers and in my methodology and how it just like never fails. And then I just saw like 5 bombs being dropped. You're not selling me well on a Duck. You're not selling.
I'm not selling.
You're like, yeah.
I'm not the one who got mad in your chat about it.
You're like, it's the better lineup. You should use it. It angers me.
There has been a lot of red on screen so far. This opening health in both games has been pretty terrible. But we are getting our first look here at Super Metroid. Oh, a precious E-Tank. But yeah, I think the thing, like, I know a lot of people just kind of... There's so much in Brinstar, and it's very attractive to kind of beeline to open. The thing is, like, there's a lot of enemies in Brinstar that the game expects you to not encounter until, like, kind of your second loop, because it's locking on, like, power bombs or speed or whatever. So Brinstar is actually kind of scary on low health, and it's actually pretty slow with no equipment, so I always like delaying it as much as possible. Not necessarily like looking to like skip it fully or something, but opening with it can actually be kind of a little scary, actually a little difficult. Oh, it looks like Scoop is just going to be doing Gauntlet, getting this 230 missile, and I guess bailing because he's out of power bombs.
Is it a little concerning that Maniacal and Hatak have not gone in the Super Metroid yet?
Well, apparently not, because I got Mirror out of it, so that was my point.
Yeah,
you're like,
but I mean, like, committing to Thieves is fine, but like, we're in overtime now. This is...
Yeah, I'm not sure why.
Boys, what's going on here?
Maniacal is heading up Death Mountain? Oh no, he's doing Back of Escape.
I'm just...
Yeah, it feels like a little bit of overcommit.
Oh man, the power rankings are really shifting on the other end, just not in the favorable way for me.
I mean, they are low equipment for Super Metroid 2, and like I was saying, like, do you want to do? Brinstar low equipment's not that great. I mean, Kraid is fine. Like, someone could do that easily enough, right? They even have Spring Ball, so they can go Kraid up if they wanted to. And Hataka has Ice. I think Kraid up's a little bit better because it allows you to naturally go into either the Brinstar or Wreck Ship at the end of it. But yeah, someone's got to head to Super Metroid soon here.
What is? Oh, green pendant. Okay, that makes sense. Never mind. I honestly thought Maniacal was going to be heading to Eastern here. Boy, would I have kept that view, but I guess not. Please don't go. Hitaka did sash, right?
Yeah, there had to have been.
Oh, supers, I guess. Yeah.
Yeah, this makes sense. I'm kind of a proponent of like, unless you didn't get anything.
Ooh.
Oh, there's the book. That looks familiar. That was.
Yeah. So Hitaka's gonna have to go to SM. Like, I would chase that book. If Maniacal were to make the call now to go to Super Metroid, I think that'd be a mistake. Hitaka needs to beeline for that Morph and just go.
Yeah, I mean, if book is required, that's going to be a double dip in Thieves Town, but doing the front 4 is not too bad. If I was Hitaka, I would just. Well, he's got to get that the mirror is the problem, right?
They gotta get to Super Metroid. Like, they're spending way too much time here.
Yeah, this really feels like an overcommit. Honestly, if like Oumslaw is the favorite team here. If I was in Hitaka's shoes, I think the call would be just full clear Thieves Town, because you have to go all the way to chest to get mirror, right? Which you know you need. Because Swamp is a crystal.
Right.
And at that point, it's not that much further to blind, and you know you're gonna get the book, right? Which may or may not be required, but like, I feel like at that point, just bite the bullet and do it, because Maniacal's not gonna have time to fully chase down all of these book locations to prove that it's definitely not required, right? So I think Hitaka's just got to bite the bullet and kill blind, even though it may end up being not required. And we do have a pretty early wreck ship here from Scrupula. So I guess technically low health Fantoon. But yeah, this is
gravity suit, right?
Yeah, what is... Ooh. I always forget the rando thing. Gravity suit does affect your damage.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, it does.
Okay. It's 50%?
Instead of like 60, it's like 75 off or whatever.
Okay, no. So this is...
It's like, what is it? 20 or 10 hit health per flame?
It's 40 with nothing and 20 with Varia vanilla.
So it's 10. It's 10 with gravity.
Oh, you get the full damage reduction. I thought you only got the half damage reduction.
You get the full. You get full.
Oh, okay. Okay, so then that's... Yeah. The big thing... I've said this before, but the big thing with the Fantoon fight with your suits is like having Varia, or in this case gravity, it just doesn't make your health pool twice as big. It actually is a lot better than that, because health drops are... Each health drop gives you 1 additional hit from Fantoon, whereas if you have no suits, you need 2 health drops just to get one hit, which is actually what makes it really scary. So this should be pretty safe.
As you called out, Hitaka's going to go ahead and go back and get this book from line and get this.
Well, he's getting the...
Yeah, he needs to get the mirror. I imagine if he's already here, he's going to stay and stick with the book. So
yeah, like I think it's kind of annoying. Like, I would make the same comment even if, like, Mushroom was there. It was just Mushroom be a lot faster for Maniacal to check and prove it's not needed. But yeah, any of those fetch quest items, I think you're probably just priced into getting it.
Interesting to note, too, Maniacal's going ahead and check Bombos here. We did see our second sword at Spooky Missiles. Yes, that's the Spooky Missiles. Duck's favorite name.
The spook missiles.
No, spooky missiles.
Imagine if there were supers there, then they'd be the spoopy soups.
Please stop talking, Duck. Alright, we have Avon Sneaks about to check out the power bomb pack here. That's in Manila, and it's just the missiles. Scopula is taking care of Fantoon, and Hitaka begrudgingly going for that mirror. Sucks to be him. Yeah, I love how they both done a pendant right now. That's hilarious to me. They both done a different pendant so far.
Oh, I didn't even realize Hera was a pendant.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, honestly, knowing that, I actually kind of think probably should have just not worried about Death Mountain right away. Just get the Morph, hit Super Metroid.
Alright, so Maniacal's doing what I think he should do and checking that book, but I think he should have checked it maybe a smidge earlier. But again, anyways, I think they're just playing super safe right now. Like, that's the only thing that makes sense to me. They probably won't play like this normally, and it's not to say that as a slight for the other team. It's just that seems to be their strategy right now. It's the only way I can personally rationalize like why they're playing this way and why they're not in SM yet.
Yeah, honestly, again, the cost for Hitaka to go get that book is fixed. You know, it's only going to be a minute, right? And they're probably not going to lose by a minute. So I don't think hard chasing this book is required for Maniacal, unless Maniacal could just completely beat Hataka to this point, right? And like he's not going to get to Ether Tablet, he's not going to get to Bombos, and that's a lot of wasted time for low percentage plays, anyways.
Yeah, I think they're just committed to splitting up SM east-west, and just like one goes direct ship down, one goes Brainstar down, and then they like if they have the tanks and capacity for it, like one hell runs, one does Meridia at this point.
Yeah, we haven't really seen anything in SM either. Oh, there's the flippers.
There you go. We've also seen the sword too. But
that's
well,
yeah. I meant for progression, but
gotcha.
Apparently speed. I missed speed so Sneak's got high jump speed, which is great to have this early.
Speed would have been found here in Brainstar then at that point.
Yeah, it must have been.
I've never seen that lineup with like the run to the super there. That's pretty cool. Actually,
I thought he was. Yeah, I missed exactly what he did. I thought he was just doing the normal screen scroll.
Yeah, but he like ran into the super shot though. It was crazy.
Oh.
Like just us mortals will like stop, right? And this lad's just kind of like running full speed with the super is actually kind of impressive. I don't know, maybe it's like something I've never seen before and it's like commonplace.
The speed is also interesting. That's actually a big find in Brainstar, because it's one of the reasons, especially with Oumslaw having so much of Metroid open, wanting to put off Brainstar until you get speed is might be a consideration. It looks like Maniacal's probably just going to do the loop here, though, heading this way. Although he could always just do what Squeakla did and just abandon after Gauntlet. But yeah, with speed actually being in Brainstar, that means there's going to be nothing to actually pull Oumslaw to Brainstar ever, because the two locations in Brainstar are the only speed lock locations you can't see, or the waterway's the only one you can't actually see. So you don't actually know if speed's actually required because of that one. Ooh, screw attack for Scoopla. That's at this point not going to be any progression. I don't think. No, at this point it doesn't matter. But it's a great item. It's one of the Hell Run activators that I like to refer to as. Doing a lower Norfair Hell Run in co-op though is a little bit trickier because again you're probably gonna be on lower health, but still great to have.
It low-key makes you just faster throughout the game in general, though. Not even like thinking for hell runs.
Yeah,
you're correct there. It is a big indicator to be able to do it. So like those indicators, like know your movement items, like space, high jump, screw attack. They're really big helps. Clearing through those massive rooms like amphitheater to get through as fast as possible and as safe as possible, right? But just like being able to screw attack through like anything and anything, not having to worry about your health draw anymore. Being able to not having to worry about like refilling your health because of that, getting through tougher areas like LN. It's just such a nice item to have.
Protection against Ridley.
Yeah, specifically the earlier the better. That's gonna keep Scoopula probably alive for most of this race, if not the rest of it.
Yeah, honestly, except for maybe some hell runs, like
right.
Even though he's only at 4 tanks, he's basically got like as much health as he's ever gonna need with that screw attack. It's just an amazing. It's honestly broken. It's really too good.
Well, it's a late game item, though, right?
Yeah.
Like in every Metroid game, screw attacks is like super late. So by design, it's like that.
Yeah. So in randos, when you get it early, I just whenever I get it, like whenever I'm playing and I get it early. Although I do hate it as the first item. It's the worst opener for Super Metroid.
Oh, actually, sorry, no. In Metroid 1, it really sucks. I don't know if you've ever played Metroid 1, Duck, but holy moly.
Oh, yeah, I've heard. I've played it a little bit. I've never actually gotten screw attack in Metroid 1, but I have played it.
I guess we'll talk about this. So Maniacal found speed at the back of Bryn Reserve, so that's where Avon Sneaks found it as well. So that's like one of those hard mode kind of expectations, right? Is that normally you would have to have speed to go through those gates there. Oh, we found a right cane here too. That's kind of nice. So normally they would just use speed and travel that. That's how they make it through the gates. What they can do is something called a mock ball, where with some inputs while holding A, the morphing inputs right as they're about to hit the ground, they'll actually maintain their run speed or their velocity as they're kind of in morph, and that will allow them to kind of get through those gates fast enough to be able to get to the back of the items there. And sure enough, speed was there, so it was required to.
Yeah, mock ball is such a Super Metroid 101 technique that whenever I find anything behind like the Brainstar Reserve area, I forget that it's out of logic. I just completely forget. I'm like, oh right, you're not actually supposed to be able to do that.
Honestly, it's extremely rare to find speed there. I don't think I've ever seen it there. Like, I've seen items lead to speed from there, but I've never seen, like, speed itself there, I don't think.
Yeah, Scoopla doing some pretty annoying checks here. I think this is one of the things that, especially because Sneaks has a speed booster, which makes this an absolutely easy and free check. This is one of those locations that, like, you know your partner has to do wreck ship, and it'd be great for them just to be able to do Fantoon and just leave. But abandoning this item and having your partner clean it up, I don't think is the worst idea, especially in this situation where Scoop's just going to take so much longer to check it. And it's just an E-tank, not going to need that at this point. That does officially put, or I think we were already there. We're up in Norfair, Homeruns run logic. But with co-op, I think like being a little aggressive when you know your opponent or your partner has to come through the same area isn't a bad idea. And like if something is here, it's, you know, it takes a good bit to come back, but it's, you know, it's not that bad of a time loss.
All right, with Hitaka not getting the quick kill to create, I've officially bumped up Apathy Duck and Cutie's team ahead in the power rankings.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
We're at a dead last now?
Not quite, but you'll get that complimentary box of craft dinner. I'm going to send it to you in the mail. It's the Canadian version, though. I hope you're okay with that.
Great craft dinner.
Honestly, I heard that our version's like better. Your guys is like sweeter, from what I've heard. I don't know. It's got like more sugar in it.
Now I'm getting a pretty easy wave gate check here with high jump. Definitely a lot easier of a setup.
I can't believe he just ignores the conversation we're having. And
I said I don't know. I don't know anything about Canadian craft macaroni and cheese. I'm sorry.
It's just you're not even entertaining the discussion, right? Like it's just like
I entertained it.
I just want to play about video games. I don't want to talk about craft dinner. Why you have your room, man?
I think Hitaka, that was the first crate that we've seen as well.
Yes, it is.
So yeah, I mean, especially commentating these, like we're gonna know most of the game before either team does. Just with, especially how open this SM is.
Okay, so Scupula is gonna try and get a scout here. So it's a little tough to do this. Gonna have to wall jump through the spikes there on that one side of the wall. Sees more ball bombs. Okay, so it's not really required, but
yeah, I think I don't think there's anything with what they have so far that doesn't open up anything by itself, because they can get to criteria power bombs with speed, which Sneaks is doing right now, and they have spring ball for most of the other jumps that you can do.
100%
I think
not required.
Yeah, and then speed and spring ball kind of covers everything. And then the other thing,
jump rate. So.
Oh yeah, of course. So yeah, the can fly is not really all that necessary at that point. So decent thing to see, especially with the Morph bombs in logic, since we do have that speed. Kind of nice for Scoopla to know that. I mean, it's unfortunate that he can't get those. There's having Morph bombs is pretty nice, but yeah, he'll be fine. Won't miss it too much.
All right, so I guess the story of this this race so far is twofold, right? Is just you know, Oumslaw kind of playing a little safe, getting to Metroid a little bit late, so they're a little, I don't want to call it behind, but they're just catching up on their Metroid checks here. The other one there is the mirror in Thieves Sound Big Chest. So unfortunately, I think it was Absence. Took a death or two, and Thieves elected not to continue through, and that mirror is required for Swamp. So
the other thing is.
Sorry, go ahead.
Sorry, I was just gonna say the other thing is I think the big ace in the pocket of Oumslaw right now is that hookshot, because Swamp is in logic, or I guess it's still technically out of logic, but I bet Lamp is just hiding somewhere icky in Super Metroid, to use a technical term. So as soon as they get Lamp, Swamp would be on logic. So if they don't find a bow anytime soon, Water Closet might not be incentivized to go to pod now. Might do a little bit more meridia and stuff. So
well, yeah, we'll have to wait and see, right? Just because it's a little early for that. Again, you don't have that lamp, but you also don't have that bow. Bow not requiring it, but we haven't seen the hookshot kind of really lead to anything logically required within the seeds. So it's gonna be, maybe we'll find out in the next like maybe 20 or so minutes. We'll have to see how the seed kind of plays. Maybe it's nice and it's a little earlier. Maybe it's late and it's like just the worst thing possible. So we'll have to wait and see.
Yeah, and all of a sudden Maniacal just has a ton of health. So all Maniacal's health problems are pretty much done. And yeah, nothing. Unless I'm forgetting something, I don't think anything required in Wreck Ship. There was that screw attack that's going to be very nice, but that was at one of the missile locations, I believe.
Yeah.
So
screw attack, silvers, and sword were all in Wreck Ship.
Yeah, Wreck Ship's not really. You might see people be a little aggressive and try to put off Wreck Ship or skip Wreck Ship. More often than not in co-op, you're just going to end up doing it.
All the stuff was in the early, right? So, like, I honestly, if I were a teammate and I needed to draw off some time, like, if I were ahead, I would just go to Wreck Ship, get my stuff now, and then kind of move along. But, again, we'll see how they elect to route it out.
Yeah, I think if I'm Oumslaw, I think right now I'm splitting up duties with Swamp and Meridia. Splitting up the water domains, as it were. And another unfortunate death. Yeah, still low health on A Link to the Past. The seed has been pretty mean. It looks like it's easing up a lot on the Super Metroid side, especially with Water Closet having that screw attack. They're going to be fine in Super Metroid from now on. A Link to the Past still not being all that forgiving. I think, and Water Closet, I guess both of them only know about one sword. Because Oumslaw hasn't gone to Wreck Ship, and Water Closet hasn't. I don't think they've dipped Death Mountain into Upper Norfair yet.
Yeah, it was in high jump.
Yeah. Oh, high jump E-tank, so you can get it even without Morph.
Right, yeah. I call it missile just because I'm thinking like Super Metroid's rando moving the E-tank away, but yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And this is also our first X-ray check. I missed where Grapple was. Grapple, in hard mode, this can be gotten with just... Yeah.
It'd be awful.
Pretty much any movement item. Ice, bombs, high jump.
It could actually require no movement items in Varia and the requisite amount of E-tanks, which I think is 5 or 6.
Well, how do you jump up there, then?
You have to do the D-boost. You didn't know.
I didn't think. I thought to put it in logic.
Nope.
Oh, well,
it could be in logic.
Then why does it even bother recording Vari at that point? But yeah, Grapple's not going to be required for this. With Varia or a couple E-tanks can put it in logic. So that grapple beam kind of just like, or really only activates Shacktool, because Ice Clip is not in logic. I'm pretty sure.
Sorry, what's not in logic?
The Shacktool Ice Clip.
It's not. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it was.
I think it was for like a hot 48 hours, and then
it's pretty terrible.
Upset. Yeah, people were upset and said no. Don't worry, just wait until I talk to Total about hard mode Link to the Past.
We're getting word that it looks like it was Mission Impossible, which, yeah, Maniacal is the one who did, and he's in he's on Link to the Past right now, so we can't even see if he has it. And Water Closet is making this pod play, so they will also get the hookshot. So these two teams are kind of be necking towards each other a little bit. Although, yeah, if Oumslaw can stay out of Wreck Ship, they're going to have a little bit of a lead here.
What was on the ether?
No, I didn't.
I believe I can fly.
The space?
Yeah, sing it.
Okay, there's the ground. I'm not gonna sing this.
Do it. Come on, man. Do it.
Absolutely not. So, Space Jump Ether, that really kind of sucks. I mean, like, Hataka killed Blind, right? I kind of actually missed if he ended up doing that.
I think he ended up failing. Maniacal, by the way, going in with the low percent here, 1 bottle in hearts.
Yeah, actually, really smart play there. If you with the fairy, it's oh no, he didn't use the fairy. He used the bottle. Never mind. Excuse me. But anyways, with a fairy, you can you actually get extended iframes, and you can get through there on like 5 hearts. It's actually really good.
That space jump could be required, by the way. Just as
yeah, that was the other thing I was gonna say is he basically at this point space jump is basically a fetch quest. The only thing it's really gonna let them get to that they can't get to now is the GT missile. So it's one fetch quest item into another.
One more thing. It's those hell run indicators we talked about, right? Like that's a big one. It's having space jump. It's not like a key or critical one, but it is the one nice to have that might push a player. Like go shave 1 E-tank or 2 E-tanks off the run.
Yeah, although in hard mode, even the high jumpless gravity jump is in logic. They do have high jump boots, so...
I'm talking about LN. Stulas.
Yeah, if they get that far. But I was just saying, for really that space jump for logic doesn't do anything except for that one item.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like we are going to get our first look at Upper Norfair here. Pretty easy to get over here with speed. Just come through that room right there, and you're here. You've done your entire hell run.
So, Doc.
Yes.
How's Victorio?
It's fine. How's Diablo?
Oh, why Victorio?
Because I'm broken on the inside and the outside. You know this.
Whatever, man. You're just gonna join up for that ALTTP Victorio tournament.
No comment.
What do you mean no comment? It's like easy
no
money.
comment.
You are grinding that out, all right? You are grinding out that game. And I know you're gonna be like, hey, I wanna make $30.
Only with 1,000 hours of work, easy money.
You're gonna put that in by like next week, don't lie.
Okay. Alright, getting our first look at the Croc area. It's kind of the pendant dungeon of Super Metroid. Interested to see where Hataka heads. I think we'll see if... Is he going to wreck ship now?
Neither player has made the play, so it makes sense, yeah.
You have Swamp, right? Already. Like...
I know. We've discussed this already. We know.
Yeah, I think they seem to be very committed to whatever game they're in. Maybe he's just making sure there's nothing here in criteria PBs before heading back, which I could see, just playing a little safe.
I mean, on our team, we've set up, double meridia dips at the same time anyways, so I can see it happening.
Yeah,
But I guess with Swamp as an outlier like you're talking about, yeah, it probably makes more sense to chase that, but... Yeah.
Yeah, it's not actually that... You always want, like, one person sort of, like... You don't want to be, like, on each other's toes, but as long as, like, one person's clearing out for the other person, you know, it doesn't really matter how close you are together.
This could be actually making quick work of pod here.
Yeah, and it does look like Hataka is probably bailing back to A Link to the Past. I think this is the right call. Wreck ship, a lot of times, just can be completely empty. We've all had the completely barren wreck ships. I think in this, just because there's so many crystal dungeons, I think your best bet is to be clearing crystal dungeons as much as possible as soon as they're available. And
that's what Hataka looks like he's doing now.
Yeah, I think in SMZ3, like I know in just vanilla Link to the Past, you might shy away from Swamp or something because like it's so nice to go mode. But in SMZ3, like the finish times tend to be a little bit wider, and it's probably not going to be decided by like a go mode or a not go mode. So if you got to do a crystal dungeon, I feel like you just bite the bullet. Swamp is a little weird though, because it's a crystal dungeon, and then it has this whole like appendage off to the left that really isn't part of the dungeon per se. It's more just like glorified overworld deep in a dungeon that's really annoying. So it can be annoying, but I like the call here.
Maniacal, for reasons unknown, just decided to do pantry with grapple. I think now he's just flexing his chops here.
With high jump and speed, it's easy. It's like the standard setup.
Flexing his chops.
Okay. Well, very good, Maniacal. I'm proud of you. Oh, Fire Rod. That is a big find in Croc. Again, we were saying Croc, especially like Water Closet here. They know they're a little bit of an underdog. They might want to make some calls to try to open up that gap, and they might have just been thinking like, oh, we don't want to do Croc. Let's just make that bet. So we'll see when they end up coming down here.
All right. Look for Maniacal to beeline straight to Skull to get their third pendant.
We did have a ped check before, so I don't even know how much is left in Skull because he cleared out Skull.
I think one
already,
but I could be wrong on that.
Yeah, so Skull's a very low value play right now. So I get right now that Fire Rod doesn't. I know,
yeah,
but
I get you.
Yeah, Fire Rod doesn't really help them immediately. There is no Fire Rod logic in this if you're used to watching Vanilla Link to the Past. So it doesn't put, for instance, that Hookshot in logic. Just going to be used for the Fire Source and obviously the Fire Rod specific stuff for like Ice Palace and Turtle Rock. But we don't have mitts to get there though. But it's still a nice find. They've crossed it off to the list. If you're going to do Croc, you want to get some value, whether or not it's immediate payoff or not.
Yeah, so speaking of like vanilla, I guess you called it Vanilla Link to the Past. I call it just the rando that you guys are used to for this solo ALTTP. Give you guys kind of an inside scoop. Andy has challenged me to ask Total, what's the prospect of adding Quick Swap into SMZ3? So behind the scenes, I was able to ask Total directly, quote unquote. So how about adding Quick Swap as an option? I got clown emoji'd and then LOL, and the LOL was spaced. It all capitalized.
This proves Total is a good and smart person.
He does not want Quick Swap, guys.
Good.
So it's not going to happen.
I have sent Total a bouquet of flowers and a fruit basket.
I was gonna say, is it like a fruit bouquet or is it like just a?
Yeah, it's.
Is there like a PBR in there, like just hidden?
It's a bunch of PBR cans that have been shaped in
like
the form of banana.
Yeah, it's like PBR Select. Doesn't even exist. It's just you have the inside ties with the vendors. So
PBR Dark. That's actually a thing. Now I think about it. Yeah,
is it like a coffee? Like what is it?
They have a coffee. I think the Dark is the high gravity.
Oh, gotcha.
Mako doing these little hell runs here. Nothing here. Well, that door closed.
See you later.
Not sure what the plan there was. You can't just run through that.
Well, he tried. Also, obviously, I want to call out too in Meridia. So I think that's our first runner there exploring that. Not surprising from my aspect. I mean, someone should be in here around this time.
Yeah, like I was saying,
Oumslaw continues to baffle me with their strategy here. So.
Yeah, I thought the play for Oumslaw was just splitting up the water. one go to Meridia, the other go to Swamp.
I think Maniacal's gonna do that, right? Like he's gonna go there afterwards. If he doesn't, I'm just gonna be like,
yeah.
I'm gonna ignore him for the rest of the race.
If I was Maniacal, what I would do is I would do the pyramid, do the mushroom, do catfish, and then go into backdoor Meridia.
I don't like that play at all. I'm not even gonna be honest. He's already here. He's already at the front of Meridia. Just go to front of Meridia.
That's true.
And he's going to Bubble Mountain, dude.
Yeah, he was already in Bubble Mountain. I'm not sure why he didn't do all of this the first time and just went straight to Croc. Like that felt weird.
I just want to illustrate the point, guys. I get it that he got Fire Rod and Croc, and that's cool. But there's a thing called just because you could doesn't mean you should. So hell runs are in logic right now, but you have a fully kitted out Meridia that's going to be super fast. You're able to check out 18 items in the time that you're probably going to have to do all this, because now I'm going to have to sit here and farm or Crystal Flash or what have you, spend resources and time that you probably might not have to do if, say, Averia is in like Meridia, for example. So I don't know. It's an interesting one. I would agree with it if they're splitting Meridia and Norfair right now, but I think just doing the hell run and committing fully to that.
Yeah. Honestly, with this health too, I would be looking at. I know he has the book to get into desert, so that's not a big a deal. But you could still hell run to GT, clear out the GT area, get... Oh, well, there you
Okay,
go.
well, I'm just an actual idiot, and it's fine. Maniacal's just a routing...
See, now you get to do it.
Maniacal's
now
just
it's
a
on you.
routing god, okay? Like, he's just the biggest brain. He dumped me, I didn't dump him. You know, it's that kind of scenario right now, guys.
Yeah, I mean, what I was talking about is I think with like Flute and their health and everything, I would look for the hell run to GT. Because you know you have the Flute, so as soon as you have the Mitch, you can get back there. So you're very unlikely to have to do 2 lava dives. That'll get you the Mire Shed, that'll get you the Mire Scout. It's a lot of valuable information. With this much health and Gravity Suit, that hell run's not bad at all. Especially with the health refill being put back in down there in Lower Norfair. Oh, there's the lamp. So, okay, we are, I believe, fully on logic now?
We are, yeah.
Yeah, so...
Okay, so Hidaka doing one of my favorite fights, the Hookshot hammer strat. Love it.
Yeah, honestly, I've done this too. The fighter sword fight is so bad that...
it's faster, though. It's so much faster.
It's faster if you're good at it, and it's not easy to be good at.
It's also faster if you get optimal like pacings and timings, because as you know, how many different types of speeds does have?
Yeah.
Like, how many is it again? 14, 15? Something like that? It's stupid.
It's like
if you get bad ones where he charges right, you full speed ahead, good luck.
It's 3 patterns times 3, so it should be 9.
Okay.
So he's got a short, medium, and long move, and then he does that 3 times.
Gotcha.
But yeah, it can be a nice. So no, like Hataka's obviously a great player. Just yeah, the fire sword fight's real bad. So
yeah, I do too. I do hammer too. It's just
no disrespect for using hammer.
Yeah. I just don't like it. I don't know. I just don't like it. I even hate like master sword fights where it's like you still spin. And I know it's not 2 hits, now it's 1. It just
yeah, it's pretty bad. So okay, Hataka is going to end up doing what I was originally suggesting. Maybe this is, you know, I think this makes a little bit more sense. I think the plan was for Hataka just to do swamp into Meridia because he can do this backdoor really easily, which is why Maniacal was kind of sticking with the upper Norfair. So. I don't think it's that. The only thing that was weird about Maniacal's thing was doing Croc and then coming back. I don't really understand that. I mean, why is Maniacal not just going to Lower Norfair now? I'm so confused. Like, he found that Varia. Like,
welcome to the show, dude.
I mean, he's got... Like, his ammo's fine. 25, 85. I mean, really, you want 30, so you can just do a full super fight, and really, but he's got plenty of missiles. Like, it's not that bad. He's got power bombs if you really hex it up.
If he goes right now to Meridia as well, and they're doing front to back at the same time, that's LOL. We'll see.
Or Maniacal's gonna go through Fraud Spreeway for the 3rd time in this Norfair trip. One time I tried to go to New York City.
He's refilling the ship. Yeah, he wants to do that before Ellen. That's what he's doing.
I mean, there's plenty of places to farm. You can go to the GT refill. Like, I don't think a refill's necessary, whatever.
How much ammo is he laying on? Yeah, you know what? It's alright.
Yeah, I don't know.
Because now, like, he doesn't have to farm as much for Ridley if he does.
He's got grapple though. Like, that makes the farming so much easier in LN.
Like, what's grapple gonna do at Ridley though, right, bro? Like, come on. I get what you mean by the farm, but like, it's not gonna. It's gonna tickle him, dude. It's not gonna do much.
No, yeah. No, I'm saying for the farm. You're saying. I was just saying.
Where is he going?
Farming is,
Hello, like Maniacal, please.
We're going direct ship.
Oh my! I've had enough. I'm just putting a piece of paper on Maniacal's screen. Duck, you can call this. I'm just literally covering my screen right now. You guys can't see it. Just trust me.
You're gonna get that clown emote.
Scoopula and Avon Sneaks right now.
You're gonna get that clown emote. That
Scoop had a great hero, by the way. I wanted to call that out. I'm gonna call him the Scoop from now on. I think he's befitting of that name. He's had some solid link past right now, with the boot and hook strat in Harapot and just you know, having a much cleaner fight than Hataka in Hera. So that was kind of cool.
Water Claws is playing well. I think we're Oumslaw has just been kind of getting to the new areas sooner most of the time, so yeah, kind of tend to be focused on that. But they are pretty neck and neck, especially if it depends on when they make that upper Norfair play to find that Varia. If they make a lower Norfair play a little bit earlier, plus, you know, again, they have that mirror, they can do all the Mire area and everything. Oh, they don't have the mirror. That's right.
They don't.
Ooh,
that's the big again. Yeah. Going back to that story, they still don't have it right. So.
I was thinking the only thing they were missing was book, which meant they didn't have desert, which made that even more attractive for them. But
Oh, did Maniacal get the... Why is that plasma there?
Where was his plasma?
Plasma was that space jump. But I'm saying, did Maniacal actually just do rec shift to get the Master Sword so he can get a space jump? Like, is this how I'm reading into this right now? Like,
If that's true,
he might be doing it because like he's probably thinking it's like, wow, I should be fully prepared for GT and I'll just have that space jump for it. I really hope that's not his line.
Well, he doesn't know about the Master Sword though.
Didn't Hitaka? No, Hitaka did rec shift, didn't he?
No, there's no Phantom. Like he's Hitaka's the only one who's
They're
even
actually just doing rec. Oh my
yes.
God.
I like how you're inventing reasons that this play is less bad, and it's failing. Like
I'm
the
gonna
thing
grab
with,
another beer. I'll be right back.
Yeah. What I was gonna say is the thing with like Lower Norfair is a very straightforward area of the game. It's kind of like an Eastern Palace or something like that, where it's just, or a Thieves Town, where you're just moving through it and like the chests are really easy to get. There's no real benefit to save it to go mode or anything. Like sometimes it sucks without movement items, but they have all the movement items besides space jump, but that's not really a big deal. So like, yeah, I don't understand coming out of Lower Norfair. I'll be quite honest.
Thank you.
I was just talking more smack while you were gone, so it's fine.
Excellent, thank you.
And we got a Dragon grapple kill.
Maniacal has one boss killed, and no crystals at 108 for a team game. I'm a little worried about that number, but yeah.
Yeah, the grapple kill is like the second fastest way to kill Dragon besides the like wave or X Factor spark strat. Even without X Factor, you either need like 3 very good sparks, or you're gonna have to go to 4 sparks. So the grapple kill is pretty fast. So and Sneaks had a really nice quick grapple there. So yeah, at this point we're mostly just going to be treading over ground that we've seen before with Maniacal cleaning up wreck ship. We know the only thing here really is screw attack. Definitely a nice thing to have. Maybe that'll finally push Maniacal towards Lower Norfair, make him feel nice and safe. It's like a nice hug. I told Maniacal that he can have the moral high ground on me today if he doesn't die in Spiky Room of Death, but he had slightly more equipment than when I tried it earlier, so I don't know if that counts. I definitely did not have 8 E-tanks. Water Closet might be kicking themselves a little bit finding this Master Sword so late. That's generally this is a pretty early to check location, so they could have had that for a while. This does feel very late for the high jump boots check. So, like, I'm trying to think of what we haven't seen before. I almost think the answer has to be Lower Norfair.
I mean, Titans will open up with the rest of the game at this point, right? So LN's a pretty good bet here. We do have a bit of Meridia and Plasma and Shack. I don't think we've seen Shack yet either.
Yeah, I think we've got a bunch of weird...
Oh, Avon Sneaks. Ooh, no, don't try to wall jump off that. No, okay, never mind, you're fine. You got it. Excellent. I was a little worried there because, like, I know I've gotten into a trap. I think I've actually died there because I was like low E-tank and trying to wall jump off that, kept missing it because it's pretty tight. You can actually just wall jump off the bottom portion where it's kind of like protruding out, and it's you can just get a little bit of a safer wall jump up there. The fishes are not playing nice either.
Yeah, stuff in Meridia hits really hard, being a very late game area normally. Yeah, I think like lower Norfair and then like with the Mire area, of course, coupled in with that, is really the only big area we haven't seen. There's definitely some like one-off checks. I don't think we ever actually saw catfish. I know Water Closet died on the way there, so we haven't seen catfish.
That if that was Titans, that would be so heartbreaking, honestly.
Yeah, that would be because I mean, yeah, Oumslaw is really putting that off.
Like that could have been a massive edge, right? So
yeah, assuming something's like Titan's mitts can be a mixed blessing sometimes. There's so many locations in this that I'm sure we've both played just tons of seeds where you find Titan's mitts and it turns out there's nothing behind them.
I hate that space pirate. Hate it.
Oh, in the one.
The one that just like flies at Mach speed. Yeah, that was a sick joke by the developer, honestly. How do we make it jump from wall to wall? That'll be cool. And then they turn it into like the Terminator ×3.
I think the really funny joke is charged plasma doesn't actually work on the space pirates. The first time,
that's pretty good too. Yeah,
I learned that in my very first speed run in any %, and I was like, why is this not working? I was in there for like 10 minutes.
I died to that once in a rando. Actually, it was for the rando league that just happened, but during practice, one of the seeds, I actually died because I like base planted a pirate underwater, running with it with like charged plasma, thinking it would kill it. Nope.
Yeah, I think this is our first look at Shacktool.
Nice. All right. If Hitaka kills Shacktool, then I will forgive all their routing sins.
So
if they don't kill Shacktool, I'm disappointed when it continues.
Okay, I might have the only good explanation for why Maniacal didn't do lower Norfair. Maniacal only has one of the medallions. Hitaka has all 3, so it makes more sense for Hitaka to go to the Mire area because
I guess,
he's guaranteed to be able to finish it, and Maniacal is unlikely to be able to finish it.
I feel like at this point, though, they're both going to be going at the same time, though.
Yeah, I mean, they're really necking down. The thing is, like, I don't exactly remember what those medallions are. It'll give Maniacal time to... I mean, this is like a perfect time for Maniacal to clean stuff up. So, like, he can do Swamp, right? He can do Kraid. He can do Dragon, right? While waiting for the information from Hitaka on, do I need these medallions? Do I need to go get them right now? So, like, if you're in a situation like this where it's like there's an item you're not sure you need or not, like a medallion or like a book or something, that's a great time for you to clean up while your partner pushes ahead. So if that's what ends up happening, then that upper Norfair and skipping lower Norfair thing makes a lot more sense, honestly. Not enough to apologize to Maniacal, but it does make more sense.
Duck, when are you going to play with Diablo 2?
In September. I told you.
Duck, why don't you just play for 2 weeks, you know?
Because then I'll play for 3 months, like, after you play, and then I'll be all by myself, and then you'll yell at me about something else, that's why.
I can, like, help you out now. I'm jacked literally right now. Like, I could just speed you along. You know you wanna. He doesn't want it.
Okay, so... Well, three-hour runners is kind of treading ground we've just seen here recently.
That's why I'm filling it in with the funny back talk, dude. Like, just go with the flow.
Ooh, Scoopla's really low on it. Oh! That was like a frame short. That is unfortunate.
I don't think they did that much. Yeah, they saved before. Okay.
Yeah, it was... So it's not too big of a loss, but it is a little unfortunate. It does have enough ammo to Crystal Flash, so might just want to play a little safer.
I just want to point out in chat, new time viewer, Shadow_amp. Duck has to practice Factorio for undisclosed reasons.
What?
Luckily, I have exposed Duck on an expose on Twitter. You know, Twitch or twitter.com/Solsky. You can find all the details. That is all.
You're being bullied.
Yes, you are. All right, so Avid6 now gonna do Shacktool. Gonna see that heart be similarly disappointed like Hitaka was. Maniacal, where are you going, bro? Are you gonna go? Are you gonna make the play? Are you gonna
Now, if he goes to lower Norfair after I gave the one reason it made sense, now I'm gonna be upset. Okay, he's going to crate. This is what I was saying. This makes, if this is the plan, I will say that it makes sense.
It's kind of weird that they're just doing stuff that each other have done, but yeah.
Well, Hataka's just cleaning up Meridia. No one, Maniacal hasn't been here at all. So, but like this, again, this is the thing. I think like Hataka's doing Plasma. He's doing Shacktool. I think once you find that Varia, and if their plan is what I said it was for Hataka to go because he has all the medallions, I feel like Hataka needs to turn on the jets here and get to lower Norfair as soon as possible because he still has got to go upper Norfair to get it. He can get fire on the way out. That's not a big deal. But he's got a little work to do. And all that time, Maniacal's not really progressing. He's just going to be cleaning up, which has to happen at some point, so it's not that big of a deal. And then Maniacal can always clean up those locations when he finally comes to Meridia. Like, people skip Plasma and Shacktool all the time in solos. So, okay, now Hataka's going to Eastern. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, get wrecked, Duck.
And now we're 2 for 2 for Big Crade. Why is he going to Eastern? He doesn't have the bow.
He already did pod. But yeah,
why is he doing Eastern when they can do lower?
I guess they're worried that they've missed something early. Like, you know, I get it. You know, I know what we would do in this situation.
Lower Norfair's progression. Like, you have access to.
We know that they don't, Doug. Is what I'm saying. They haven't done it, so they don't know it, right? Like,
but I'm saying even
we're like seagulls.
Even in their shoes, like you have logical access to it. Like, they've got plenty of health. Like, I don't. That's like lower Norfair is such a straightforward, you know, location. I mean, if there could not be progression down there, right? It could just be mitts or catfish, right? Or somewhere stupid. I mean, but so be it. But like, you got to do lower Norfair, and it's not really. They have all the equipment. Like, are you waiting for space jump?
If it's Maniacal, yes, I can believe that. Hataka, no, he has the skills and ability to not require space jumps.
God, that one was a little mean.
Bro, I've been his teammate for like a year and a half. I know his limit, and he stays within it. Trust me. All right, he's gonna grace us with his presence into Ella now. Maybe. Let's wait with bated breath. Touchdown. All right, we're gonna go.
Did we miss the bow? That's the only thing I can.
No, we haven't missed the bow. I'm pretty sure we've seen every location that's actually in logic right now, and even some that hasn't been, like pod.
We haven't seen catfish. I don't think we.
No, we have. We have. Catfish has been discovered. Yeah, it was quoted by our tracker. Sandries 316.
Oh, we did see it. Okay,
it's not spectacular. So.
I assume we've seen Graveyard Ledge, and I just missed it.
Sanders, would you also say that Maniacal's play has been not spectacular as well?
Well, he missed Lava Spark, so yeah, it's
not spectacular at all.
2 out of 10.
Yeah. Oh, I almost thought he was gonna miss that much.
No, I mean, yeah,
he was pretty low. Like, he did not have a lot of velocity there. Don't ask me. I can barely sub 330 normal. Well, same with him. So. All right, Hataka gets his green rupee of regret, and I'm pretty positive he's gonna basically be chasing Maniacal here. I don't see a reason not to at this point.
Yeah, like I was honestly I was so happy that I discovered the reason why Maniacal didn't do lower Norfair, and it made so much sense, and now we're back to it being confusing. So this would have been a seed that like I would have done lower Norfair at like the 20-minute mark, and there's just nothing down there.
No, you would have sent Cutie down there to do it at the 20-minute mark.
I just made it a solo.
Cutie would have went there and just like owned the seed. I think this would have been Cutie's seed.
Yeah, so nothing. I didn't see GT missile. Did you catch it?
Sorry, what was it?
GT missile, which is the only thing that Space Jump could possibly need at this point.
Yeah, it was a reserve. Oh, they were supers. Okay.
Reverse vanilla.
I don't know. I saw it kind of flash.
Should we call that the chocolate?
Excuse me?
Because the super and the missile were backwards. They were reversed. So it's like reverse vanilla, which is chocolate. Look, it makes sense, okay?
My commitment's 3 hours, right? It's 1:22. Okay.
Yeah, we got like an hour left. We're fine.
We're going to see our first play at checkerboard. From Monocle side. Survey says probably nothing. Seat says
Shovel.
Potential.
Yeah, maybe.
W. Yeah.
Probably nothing. This is all is in logic
So,
that
the smart play
gravity
here.
jump.
The smart play here would be just to preserve portal and then dash to shovel and come back. But it would be easier if you had flute, so you might not entertain it. But I would actually just bail and just check that shovel at this point.
I think. I mean, just doing shovel from Link's house at any point is not going to be that much slower than doing it at any other point.
My point being, right, is if that turns into, well, after, you know, Marshed, which has
there's mitts. Yeah.
So I was going to say, you know, after Marshed, if there's no mitts, then what he could do is go for that shovel. If that turns into mitts, then all of a sudden they can split path. And then you have Hitaka, you know, take over Meyer and LN duties, and then he can go chase mid location.
Yeah, but I don't... Maniacal's got a big enough lead on Hitaka that you have to do lower Norfair anyways, and if there is nothing in lower Norfair, right, then Hitaka could just go straight through it. I mean, he'd have to detour for the shovel, but it's not huge. And maybe that might be why Hitaka it feels a little bit more natural to get this Fire Rod after lower Norfair. But I think Hitaka might be getting it now just for spacing reasons.
Does Hitaka have a lamp, or was it Maniacal that has it? I think they both have it now, right?
Yeah, it was at speed, so...
Okay, so yeah, they both have it. Yeah, so that I agree with, getting Fire Rod after, but he might be wanting to do Desert as well, so that could be why he's going for the Fire Rod.
So look, I think they're just trying to space each other, because again, Hitaka's going to be following Maniacal through this, right? And he just...
I think he's just like, I gotta do it, I'm just gonna do it now.
Yeah, it's not...
I get it, an exit path would be faster here, but yeah.
It's only very minorly worse. It's like slower in a speedrun sense where you're counting seconds. In this, I think the spacing is more valuable than being completely optimal. Maniacal also has a little bit of a lead in like the dungeon count too, so he's likely to... At this point, it's more likely he finishes first. So it's less critical that he be optimal.
Yeah. I was gonna ask, just from your personal perspective, how many times has QD back talked to you on like frame counts and strategies in SM? Be honest.
Every time I'm wrong, so a lot.
Okay, just want to make sure. Maniacal, do not. Maniacal. Maniacal, no. No. No.
He doesn't have them dying. Yeah, this is what I was saying. It made more sense for... I mean, granted, mitts were ended up being there, so you can come back here at will, but...
Where was Flute?
Flute was in... I thought it was in Eastern. Or in Pod. Sorry, it was in Pod.
Oh, that's a nice backup. I didn't know you can do that. Okay. I've learned something today.
What?
Where you can moonwalk into the doorway and get enough run speed with speed. I thought you had to do it from the refill room.
Oh, no, yeah, there's you used to have to be able to do that because we didn't have the refill room.
Right, but I didn't know you could do it that way, is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
I didn't think you would have enough run speed, but looks like you have just enough.
Yeah, you want to be on like the very last pixel.
Flute was in Pod's big key chest. Rip. So Maniacal hasn't been there, so I kind of get why he wants to do Ellen now, but yeah. I guess it does make sense. It's just unfortunate because they're delaying their tight mid checks now, And again, the way I'm looking at it, guys, is they're delaying, finding potential progression. They could find more down here in LN. What are they even looking for at this point, right? Just that bow, I guess, at this point? Yeah, just the bow, and maybe they have 2 swords, so they're good there. And ammo recharge, right? So
yeah, I mean, Maniacal's got 50. I mean, not even ammo, honestly. 50,
yes.
85,
so
55.
If a bow turns up here in LN, it's fine, right? But I mean, like, Titans does unlock quite a bit that I haven't done right now. I'm just kind of suggesting.
Yeah, Lower Norfair is just so linear, though. Like, it's fine. I think the only real, again, Manaya or Hataka is a little bit ahead in the overall progression, so there's a little bit of an opportunity cost here that Maniacal may be over-checking a little bit. Maniacal wants to be going faster now, but the Lower Norfair checks are... Like, if they really wanted to be cute, he could... Well, no, because Hataka, I was saying he can, like, skip Power Bombs with Shame and have Hataka catch it, but they're a little bit more spaced than that. I'm sure Hataka's probably going straight into Meyer. When he gets there.
Having some issues here. He's gonna want to leave. Just leave and come back. Leave and come. Don't. No. Oh no. This is gonna be painful.
It's gonna be.
They'll live, but they
yeah.
It's 2 E-tanks gone, right?
This is not the place you want to be super low health in.
And ammo, because now there's no supers either. Oh no. Yeah, no, use missiles. Oh no.
Yeah, I think he's trying to save missiles for Ridley. Like, the problem is, like, there's not really... Like, he does have to be a little cautious on his missiles because there's not really a good place to get them down here.
Right. Well, there's the Zebos, but he has to be full health for the guaranteed drop, right? But yeah.
Yeah, and even then, it's not even guaranteed at that point.
Well, it's not, but it's like functionally in the pool. Whereas like it's like a rare drop when he doesn't have full health, and then when he has full health, it basically replaces it.
Yeah, but yeah, he is below 30 super, so he does need some either missiles or power bombs, depending on how comfortable he is with the power bombs on Ridley. It's not too bad, but you kind of have to sort of know what you're doing to be able to actually hit Ridley with them. Just barely missing this high jump. Definitely, this is one of the trickier high jumps that are kind of required. There we go. Ooh, yeah, standing. Oh,
so
he's got all the reserves though. So
you want to talk about how reserves work there? That would have been a good example. Or do you want me to?
Yeah, you can go ahead and do it.
Okay, so for reserves, what happens with them is that once you take death damage, it triggers, but because of how the game's coded, it actually will double up your hit, meaning that once you take that death damage, it will refill to how much energy you have in there, plus it will now take an extra hit of whatever just hit you off the top. So in that example, unfortunately, I think that was a death or a reset.
I'm looking at the Ridley fight. I missed it.
Okay. Sorry, but they would basically just it's just a double down. It's a tax or a health tax. Oh, it was reset. Okay. I guess just to get back that ammo, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it's technically not a double hit. It's just your iframes run while the game is paused. So unless you have very low in your, it is possible to only have like 10 in there and not get double hit.
So it's like getting double hit then.
Functionally, yes.
Okay.
Same thing in hell runs. When you pop them and your environmental damage, you will still take damage. That's why when you'll see a lot of people hell run, they'll pause and manually refill. Saves about 20 to 25 health. So if you're really low, it's a good thing to do.
That was a tight fight for Maniacal there on Ridley, having like 83 missiles left.
Yeah, barely squeaked through.
Edge of my seat right there.
Yeah, I think overall it feels like the story of this match is honestly, I think Water Closet's
the mirror.
Yeah, I think overall their routing has been better.
It has been. Like they're well into it. I don't think they're that far behind at all, honestly, at this point. Like, I think they're behind because maybe they've taken a couple of unfortunate deaths and they don't have the mirror. That's why I would say they're behind right now.
Yeah,
it's indeterminate when they go back for that mirror, right? Like it's a bad spot. Like they're gonna get Titans
Yeah,
now
it's
in LN,
pendant.
and they're just never gonna go to thieves, and that's gonna be like, I don't know.
I guess the fortunate thing is nothing's been behind mirror, so they skip like some of the mirror locations can be pretty annoying to check. They'll get a go mode swamp most likely.
So if Bo's free here in LN and there's like no type mint checks required, like that's just gonna be a massive feels bad, right? Because now they're gonna split up Dark World and Titan Mitts. Like I was saying before,
there's been plenty of times where just there's nothing behind Titan's Mitts because there's so many locations in this game, especially in hard mode where everything just opens up. So yeah, if you're running for Water Closet, root for the bow to be like Smiths or something. There's none of the Mitch checks unless Misery Mire, Ice Palace, or Turok is a pendant are that terrible is the other thing. So they're all going to get done fairly quickly.
And they're both crystals, right? So yeah.
Yeah, in this seed, like Smiths is the worst one, and you're going to do that, especially in co-op. You're probably just going to split it up, and someone's going to do that. It's going to be like, honestly, you're going to do all the dungeons, and that's going to be the first thing you do when you're done with 3 dungeons if you don't find it. But yeah, like I think Water Closet's routing has been better. They did miss that mirror, and they did miss the mirror because of a death, an unfortunate death in Thieves, especially with snagging that morph ball. So yeah, kind of unfortunate. I think so was potentially on the table for them, but Oumslaw is in a pretty good spot right here. It does depend on where that bow is, but the problem is I just don't know when Water Closet's gonna pull the cord to go back to Thieves Town. Like when you're this late and you haven't touched the pendant, you're probably not going to do it till very late.
He doesn't even get the X-ray.
Doesn't have plasma. Oh no, he does have plasma.
Plasma, no, Maniacal doesn't. Plasma's at Space Jump, so yeah.
Well, yeah, which means it's pointless because it's behind Dragon. Like it is normally.
It's a safety for MB, right? For stand up, but yeah.
But even like, it's not even that much of a safety because even if you mess it up, you get crouch locked and then Mother Brain will kick you.
All right, Duck, how many bombs do Hitaka have?
6.
The answer is not enough because he's going into a fighter sword video.
Oh no, yeah, without the bow.
Yeah, so if you have 10, then it's a little bit of an easier fight because then you can damage them down to like 1 bow hit each. So for fire sword spins, that's what, like 4 spins, something like that.
Yeah, 4 spins to equal tempered.
Yeah, so it would be like a much smoother fight, but now it's like 4 times 3.
Yeah, and this is absolutely low health on.
Yeah. No, I don't know if they have a male. I'm not familiar with the sprite. I think they have blue, but yeah.
Yeah, they definitely have blue because I remember because I looked at the sprite for like 10 minutes when we were arguing whether it's a duck earlier. So he does look different. Oh, he's got red man.
I'm gonna call this Cutie's worst nightmare.
I was about to say this is the Cutie destroyer.
What did he call it?
It's like Cutie said it's like fighting God with a toothpick.
Yeah,
yeah. Fight. He's not wrong, honestly. Like. I don't know,
man. I kind of crushed mine. I had the same fight and I just kind of crushed it, but you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things that like you're a very, very experienced random player. This is something you've run into a bunch.
But yeah,
like even me though, like I'm terrible at this fight because like I've done it before and I can get through it, but every time it just feels terrible.
Well, he'd embarrass me with like a 1 or 2 tank LN, right? So it's one of those things. Like it's just the stronger game. I wouldn't say LTTP is like vastly stronger anymore for both games, but yeah.
Yeah, and this is very much a rando only thing. Like this is never like even in low percent in vanilla Link to the Past stuff. Low that means Master Sword, right? And the Master Sword fight here is basically the same as the Temper. You just have to double up on spin, so you take a little bit more damage. But
yeah, so to kind of explain this fight too, what's happening is the way the eyeballs work is they always kind of protrude to the place that you last were when they lock onto you. So they're going to move to where your last spot was, and then they lock onto that spot. So they don't follow you. You can kind of use that to your advantage. Hitaka's doing it right now, where he's kind of pacing them out and spreading them out so you can get those clean hammer hits on them. It gets a little dicey when you get the wrong eyeball coming at you at a time, like say like those top left eyeballs where he's positioned are going to be a little challenging, but he's using great methodology here to kind of get the eyeballs to kind of go where he wants them to and just striking them away from where they were.
Oh,
he takes the hit there.
Yeah, that's
the lightning. So that's one of the reasons why it's really risky to take that fight on the left side, because the lightning can actually hit you on that far left. Whereas if you take it from the right side of the room, duck, as you know, it can't hit you.
I didn't know that. You're safe on the right side?
Yes, you're safe on the right side.
Huh.
So you're safe on like the mid to top right side, whereas on the left side it can arc all the way into that mid spot by the slime. So
Yeah,
unfortunate death. Get your
did
Fs
we
in chat.
The one thing is, did we see both items in Mire?
I don't recall. It's a crystal anyways. He's gonna want to go back. He has Titans and Flute, so it's not that critical, but it's not
Well, what I'm saying is if he found both items, he does not
that bad. Yeah.
There's no reason to go back now. He knows he's at least going to get Master Sword, which is a much easier fight. Still not great, but it is definitely a lot easier.
Is that a bomb? Oh, he's got one. I was gonna say he's out of bombs now. I guess he's just gonna fill up here.
Wherever silvers that only Scoop has them?
They're in wreck ship. Maniacal has them too.
Oh, it does. Oh,
actually,
okay.
No. It was in the. It was an ocean. It was an ocean.
Oh, if West. Then yeah, Hataka. Yeah. Then Hataka knows he'll definitely have silvers, because he can just he can just do Misery Mire last. He knows he has to get the bow for go mode, so he'll have the bow. He can just do Fantoon, get the silvers, and then have a silvers vidi. So there's no reason to go back
now
in.
And Dark World Up Mountain.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Probably gonna run into a sword and probably the bow at this point.
Yeah, I mean, even if he only found one item, I feel like this is the right call, not to beat your head against that wall and just kind of hope. But with 2 items, this is 100% makes no reason to go back in. You know you're gonna just come back later and it's gonna be the easiest fight possible. So.
Okay, Scoop's gonna get their Wave and Titans. And Maniacal getting tempered actually in Ice Palace here, as an FYI.
Yeah, there you go. So you know, low cold stare is also a pretty challenging fight. So that tempered makes this a very easy fight, especially with half magic and bombos. You can save some fire rod shots. It's going to be an easy fight for Maniacal. And there's our bow. Yeah, so 138.54 is go mode for Oumslaw. So a lot of dungeons to do left though, and bosses. Ataka's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Right? 225 where they're at.
Yeah, 6 dungeons, 2 bosses. I mean, Fantoon's easy. Ridley is whatever. Yeah.
Actually, no, not 225. They're at 140. Yeah.
It's, let's see, Eastern's 3 pods. Pod's gonna be quick because of that Master Sword, so it's gonna be like Pod and Eastern are gonna be like 7 minutes.
Has it fully cleared, right? So.
Yeah. Plus, well, I'm saying plus the big key is on the right side, so it's gonna be very quick. Well, no, that's not true. Maniacal does need to get his hookshot, so he needs to go to the back. It's not completely free. Ataka clearing out Hookshot Cave right here. I'm not sure what's that enticing.
Yeah, dude, Avon Sneak's going back into thieves. That's perfect. Okay, good.
Yeah, it's gonna be a little too late. I just realized neither of them have completed a dungeon. That is, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, Desert Palace and Swamp. Yeah, sure, but it's a fast.
It's true. I mean, it's not like Oumslaw's got a bunch.
Maniacal just did ice on top of Desert, right? But SM wise, they're kind of even. But yeah, I get it. They're gonna be behind on their crystal count. So they're functionally behind, right? But it's not like super bad. But yeah, it's noticeable at this point.
Yeah, the problem is, like, they really have to make a complete beeline here for Lower Norfair. Is clearing out thieves at this point? At this point, that book was completely useless.
Wait, why would they need to make a beeline for Lower Norfair?
To get the mitts?
Scoop already has
them. Scoop has them. I'm sorry. Yeah, so all they need to find is they just need Dark Death Mountain. Yeah, so they're not really that far behind despite all the deaths.
Does Avon Sneaks not have the Titans? Because I thought they had those issues in the Fast Pillars. Wasn't it them?
Yeah, that's a good point.
Huh. Oh, maybe they just went down and okay. Well,
Maybe is it backwards because Scoop is making the lava dive again, which you wouldn't need to with the float.
No, I'm pretty sure I just saw him get them, I guess? I don't know.
Av didn't have the mitts on menu.
Oh. Huh. Let me go to the instant replay here.
How our trackers can keep track of 4 players at once is a miracle.
I'm just going back to the instant replay. Let's see what we got here.
I mean, when we got Hataka in a Fantoon fight.
Oh, I remember what happened. So that's why Avon Sneaks was unfortunately out of supers. Okay. Yeah, I get it now. Green Gate glitch. Kind of.
Oh, right. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that explains it. Yeah, that's unfortunate.
Oh, and I just realized they actually never made the
Croc. Hidden tech. I love it. The ice rod on the Zazak. Hell yeah.
And Water Closet never actually made the Croc dip. So there's some missing that fire rod as well.
I thought they might have, but no, that was Hitaka going for it. Okay, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, so they're a little bit more of a hole than we thought. Yeah, those deaths, just unfortunate. Like just being so low health early on. I mean, it's not like Oumslaw just skated this pretty. They had plenty of deaths too. Hitaka just had a death to Vidi.
And again, it's a call out to like how hard.
Oh no, Maniacal doesn't have money for Kiki.
Good, he sucks anyways.
This makes sense. So there's money in here.
Yeah, he can do the dark rupee room. So
how much money is in there? I don't even remember off the top of my head. It's like 70 bucks.
Rupees,
it's 90. Okay, so he's got plenty. This is always the right call if you, especially if you have the mirror. Yeah, just do Eastern. He's got to do both anyways. So, besides, doesn't really hurt his time, but does definitely hurt his pride. But I mean, it's especially this late in the game, like. You really don't check your roop. It's like, of course I have enough money for Kiki. You're just like, nope, no, you do not. So, and
I'm not really trying to soften the blow here, anyways. But just it's a call out to what we said earlier in the race about having this being a co-op format in SMZ3, which is already a hard game, anyways. And just kind of you're getting taken away from like hard pieces and E-tanks you're gonna run into to make the seed a lot easier and smoother for you. So like. Deaths are going to be common in this tournament, I think, up until maybe the very, very end stages. And even then, you're going to see some, right? It's just both hard games when they're played at like really low percent equipment levels. So, and that's what we've seen here today. I think Duck's wiping a tear from his eye. He's like, well-spoken friend.
I was wiping a tear from my eye for Cutie who dies in SM, so yes.
You mean Link to the Past, not SM?
Unfortunately, I do not. But no, I mean, like, Cutie's obviously an amazing SM player, and he has died in this, like, doing just dumb stuff. Like, SM is an incredibly hard game, like, especially being on low health, especially some of these hell runs. No one is immune to it. Everyone has had big deaths. Zost lost the RBO world record recently from dying in Mother Brain, so it definitely happens.
Yeah, I think you said you sneezed during that one, and that's what caused it.
Oh, okay.
Well, at least that's what the ban log said. But
yeah. So this is gonna be a pretty lengthy go mode.
Yeah, it is. Unfortunately, I kind of like it when it's like a little bit later in, but I guess we're at the 145 mark. It's longer in. It just took forever to find your last couple items, right? Like your mitts and your bow. And then...
Yeah, especially with the dungeon layout. Like, generally the dungeons that are like generally easy to get that you're pretty much usually going to get early are Thieves Town, Hera, and then like Skullwoods is really only one item. Like those are kind of your earlier dungeons, and those are the 3 pendants. So like, bow is something that can always be very late. That's 2 dungeons right there.
Mm-hmm. Well, 4 dungeons were locked behind like items the last 2 items, right?
Yeah. Mitts locks a bunch of dungeons. Obviously, Ice Palace, Misery Mire, Turtle Rock. Well, actually, it doesn't lock Mire in this, of course. But yeah, just all of the dungeon items were incredibly late, so it makes sense. They do have most of the SM bosses down. In fact, between Oumslaw has all 4 down between the 2 of them. The other player needs to do some cleanup.
Okay, so I wasn't keeping track of ammo count, but Scoop is at 27. Okay, there we go. I was gonna say 27 missiles. I know they have a ton.
Yeah, he went in. I
35,
assume he
was
went in
like,
close to 35. So
yeah.
he had 24 power bombs. So
Yeah. The last,
a lot of damage.
Chase, yeah.
Yeah, and harking back to what I said at the very beginning with that gravity before Morph Ball, I think Meridia was completely empty today. I don't think there was anything in Meridia, was there?
Sorry, are you talking about Meridia?
Yes, I'm talking about Meridia.
Sorry, I was checking the updates on my Twitter feed. Yeah, there was nothing there.
Yeah, Plasma Ray.
Yeah,
which is nice to get. So, yeah, that early gravity suit. Like I said, it's either absolutely nothing and you do it early, or you realize that's usually absolutely nothing and you do it. You're not going to do it early, and then it turns out it's everything. So. Talk of a nice icebreaker right there. So, I mean, it's not even, like, as far as, like... I mean, Maniacal and Taka are pretty close overall as far as, like... I'm not even entirely sure who's going to be, like, the first to finish here. Probably Hataka. Although he does have Ridley to do, so... It's actually fairly close between the two of them, and I think that's usually a mark of
Maniacal,
good teamwork.
100%. Maniacal. He has 3 crystals versus 1 right now, and he has really killed Maniacal.
Yeah, but 2 of those crystals is Eastern Desert Palace. So, but yeah, I mean they're pretty close. But I think you're.
LN is like what, 6 minutes off the top. So
something like that, yeah. But so
like average.
Well, I guess Swamp's not, and Go Mode Swamp's pretty quick. So yeah. I guess Maniacal really has no. The longest dungeon is Throw Rock, and Hataka has to do it too. So yeah, you're probably right. But they're gonna be pretty close, which I think.
And Hataka has to go back to Meyer, unfortunately. So if Hataka had Meyer, I'd probably say it's like super close. But yeah.
Yeah, that's a good point. But yeah, I don't even remember what my original point was now anymore.
Get owned.
I know I was gonna say, like, generally finishing pretty close together means you probably split up the workload pretty well. It's the further you finished apart, it's like more opportunity cost because the person out ahead could have done some more work. Oh, my point was, like, there's not even much they could be looking for each other.
There is.
Like, there's charge.
That's the big one.
Yeah,
both
that's the
of
big
them
one.
Don't even have enough ammo. Not even close right now.
Yeah, they do. They had 55 and 50 missiles.
I see 35 and 90 for. Oh, no, I'm looking at Scooby-Doo's. All right, whatever. Whatever. Charge that lumberjacks. Yeah,
charge that lumberjacks. Never mind.
See you later.
So...
They're just gonna do GT supers. There we go. Just gonna get supers from GT. Not like GT the check, but GT the tower.
Yeah, and it's certainly not the case where, like, one of them has if someone had like a big lead, then I would see it makes sense to go to a couple more out of the way locations if they could find like a big item. But like, there's nothing at this point that's gonna help them all that much. You know, Tempered Sword already. So yeah, probably gonna be a pretty straightforward go mode for them. Just kind of go as fast as possible. Have plenty of health at this point. Finally.
Shut up, Doc.
Thank you.
I like how they're both in pod at the same time right now. Maniacal and Hintaka. Like they're racing each other.
I mean, don't tell me you guys don't. Well, I guess you probably don't race at the end.
That's a joke saying that Aussie just is the better runner and he always wins.
Yes, that is the joke.
Rip. I mean, sorry I can't go fast in both games, alright?
It's like not many people can keep up Aussie in both games, to be fair, so.
You know how, like... I don't know if I should say it, not unnerving, but... How... God, what's the word I'm looking for here? How challenging it is when, like, you're, like, you can be, like, a crystal ahead, or, like, 5 minutes ahead, and then all of a sudden it just melts away from Aussie, like... He's just like, oh, he's in GT at the same time. Oh, okay, cool. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, Aussie he's just incredibly well-rounded, like, just very good player in both games. I mean, there's a lot of players like that. Ezra obviously is another one. A lot of great players in this tournament. I'm getting our second Helma fight here. We didn't get any of that spin speed tech, but with Tempered Sword, just 4 slashes anyways will clean Helma up. Not much of a reason to do it. And at an hour and 53 minutes, we get this flute activation from Maniacal. Is this... Oh, okay. I was about to say, is this flute even going to help him? But he does need to get to the Maya area. So that's really the only reason, because the other 2 dungeons he's got to do, flute's not even going to speed him up.
Not even giving Andy a shout out. Shake my head. Andy sucks. There's your shout out.
Didn't he just beat you?
Bro, when you do 35 more checks and he goes to Ice Palace like 15 minutes before you and finds a hammer there, yeah, he's gonna beat me. I only lost by 5 minutes. So yeah, I'll take that as a victory. I'm fine. I'm fine with the L.
All right, Maniacal gonna have a nice and easy Swamp Palace here. Everyone loves the go mode ice. Or did I say Ice Palace? Swamp Palace. The wet one, but not the cold one. That's the one he's in.
Shadow, that's exactly what I told Andy in race time. I was like, Andy's plot armor continues to shake my head. Also, I can't believe Doc wouldn't shut you out. That's unfortunate.
I'm sorry.
You should be. We'll discuss this later in private. Also about what character you're gonna pick for Path of Diablo 2. So, Lord. I thought it was Project Diablo. Same thing.
Yeah, so Water Closet still has 2 items from go, unfortunately, that Fire Rod at Croc and that bow.
Yeah, the Fire Rod really hurts, doesn't it?
Yeah, the Croc's one of those, like, the death in Thieves Town to pull them away from the mirror, and Croc. Like, those are 2 locations that if you skip, especially against a team like Oumslaw here, that's one of the better teams in the tournament, it's really hard to decide to go back to those. Oh, did Zeus get the RBR world record? I saw the death on Mother Brain.
It's old news now.
Well, shoutouts to Zeus and congrats on another world record. Maniacal grabbing another heart there
Of course he is.
to go with his pile of hearts he's got. This is trauma from the early game. Another heart there. It's got 13 in blue mail now.
I think we're exposing Maniacal right now.
Yeah, I mean, we're teasing, but like, it's really quick to pick those up. And is that what's going to cause you to lose? Probably not, but dying might. So you know, if you get them, just if they're in your path, just get them. It's not a big deal.
If Ivan can beat a C with 4 hearts, then anyone can. I mean, Ivan's okay at Link to the Past, though. There's difference. He's pretty good at it.
Yeah, Nico going for a 0 cycle there. Cleaned it up okay. Did get the 1 cycle. Fortunately missed the silver arrow, so also two cycle on the second phase.
I've never seen a lineup going down with the silver, honestly.
Yeah, I usually shoot to the to the side.
It's just easier to diagonal and then shoot left because it's going to come out that same diagonal to you. Synchronous crystal raises from Oumslaw right now.
Yeah, so at this point they are pretty much completely. Oh no, they have it's Meyer versus Ice Bowser, excuse me. But yeah, they're pretty easy on the crystals, and then it's Ridley versus Dragon swap. Dragon's really quick in SMZ3 just because you can actually. Maniacal's going right now, which is interesting. Usually when Dragon's your only boss, I generally see people just finishing off right after killing Ganon and then just going then. But this makes sense too. Coming out of Swamp, you're pretty close. I think this actually might be a little closer, so I think this is actually the correct call. So we'll make Maniacal somehow the first person to kill all 4 SM bosses. Oh, right, and Ether is also in Meridia. That was the one thing in Meridia, which was the Meyer pendant. So he has to come here. So yeah, this is good routing by Maniacal here.
Mm-hmm.
And
hey, Doc.
Yes.
Did you see what I got recently for my stream?
No, I did not.
It's a clown horn.
Oh, that, yes, I did see that.
Okay, I won't use it for the remainder of this broadcast if you run a character for Path of Diablo 2 with me.
Okay, well, I'm not going to do that.
2. You're going to hear that every 5 minutes now. And it's all Duck's fault. I can't believe you do that to the viewers, honestly.
I know. I'm sure they'll all blame me.
I already am. All right, grapple quick kill by Maniacal.
Yeah, and Hataka's going to be getting some sweet revenge on Vidi here. Going to have very straightforward fight. I would actually not use the silvers here. He's only got 17. He's going to have to also use them for GT and Ganon.
You can get arrows in TR, though.
Yeah, he'll get the 5 in TR, but it doesn't actually lose any time to do the tempered strat, so... Actually, technically, it's even faster because it's less laggy.
It's just safer, right?
Yeah, it's not that bad, but
I totally think that's still a duck, by the way.
Sure.
He doesn't even dispute it. He knows. Can't believe you would agree with me there.
It's less agreeing and more just a sigh of resentment.
What sprite is that, anyways?
Which one?
The one he's using.
Oh, I don't know. I'm vanilla. I've given up on sprites. I'm too used to the normal sprites. The people who can play SM with an alternate sprite confuse me.
I don't know if I can play with it. I just gotta go with the flow.
Except for Captain Nova, and that sprite is based.
That sprite is based. Yep.
I'm so mad that Oates did a run because I assume I'm no longer the only person to ever pull off full hack of Captain Novolin. So
The best part was whoever did like his video editing didn't know it was Captain Novolin and thought it was something else.
oh my god.
Yup.
I should have sent him a cease and desist order.
You should have, but you didn't.
Taco with a nice amphitheater there. Meanwhile, we have another menu boss on Sneak's side down here. I'm shocked he still has the Master Sword. Like I think Sneaks has no, he has the one from Wreck Ship. So the one he's missing is the Upper Norfair one.
All right, so I actually looked up what Hataka's sprite is. Now I understand.
Okay, what is it? Everyone, I'm sure everyone is dying to know.
Is
it a
right.
duck?
I was actually right.
It's a duck?
Get
oh
owned.
my god.
Yes, it is. Well, I'm like mostly right, but I'm right.
This is mostly. How is it only partially a duck?
You'll see. You'll see.
So yeah, you can see on Hitaka's side, he's got plenty of ammo for Mother Brain, and probably going to find at least another, if not a super pack, a couple missile packs in GT, so he's going to be fine. And I think Maniacal actually has more supers, so they're in great shape on that front. Oh, it's the girl from Windwaker. Is she a duck?
Apparently. I've never finished Windwaker, so it was one of the 2 Zeldas I've never finished.
I can't believe my dad is more of a gamer than you. My dad played Wind Waker, but he couldn't beat the bosses, so whenever he got to a boss, he would call me. I would have to beat the boss.
So he's not actually beating it then. Yep.
I can't believe you're gatekeeping my dad at this.
More of a gamer.
Nice clean fight from Hataka on Ridley. Just gonna skip the E-Tank item. That is a interesting Shine Spark. Okay.
What was interesting about it?
I've never seen that before. I feel like people forget the crash animation exists in Shine Sparks.
Oh, or they think they're going faster by doing it and they're not.
Yeah.
It's gonna be really tight with, you know, Hataka. He doesn't really have enough energy now to reverse, so he's gonna have to go Bubble Mountain route, unless like reserves. And Nikel's almost at Vidi here, so they're gonna be about in here at the same time. Yeah, he's gonna go Bubble Mountain route, so Nikel might be.
Oh, wait, no, he's turn around.
He's like, oh yeah, I can do this.
Yeah, and he's got plenty of super. Because the other thing you have to do is, oops, that's not right. Yeah, the other thing you have to do is the green gate glitch. That's the other thing you have to worry about. Yeah. I wouldn't say he can get through here comfortably. He does have the other big thing is he does have screw attack. Otherwise, you have this worst term in the game, which is kind of a nightmare. Wow, not a lot in his reserves.
Yeah, he's fine though. Like all he needs is like he shouldn't take any more hits with screw attack. But yeah.
Yeah, I think without screw attack, I feel like he probably just turns and goes up with that health level. But yeah, got through it just fine. This room can be a little tricky on the reverse again, for kind of the same reason that Sneak showed before. Just if it starts going poorly, this lava's gonna come up and eat you. But again, no problem there.
Hataka getting locked out right now. Oh, okay, there we go.
Yeah. Yeah, he had 25. Lots of chances at it. Monaco it's just going to do really right now. Yeah, this makes sense. No items are going to make it faster because we know we can't get charge beam. And doing Mother Brain first is slightly faster overall. It's minor enough that if you can find anything to make Mother Brain faster, it's often best to put it off. What was on? Is there a super here or something?
Probably super.
No, powder.
Okay.
Okay, that one we're making fun of him for.
I concur.
And if he's also doing, he should have saved because he doesn't have the missiles for. I think he just forgot. I think he's going back right now. But yeah, it does. Interesting, Hataka is not doing Mother Brain first. Okay, what's here? It's gonna be arrow upgrade. Oh, Turtle Rock is Quake, and he never collected. Okay, yeah, he needed to get that to finish it off. It could be that Hataka's going to Turtle Rock just to get the scout on GT, so they're not both in there at the same time. GT being at the same time is not the worst thing because you can split up left right, anyways. So it's kind of. It just means one person's definitely doing it slow, one person's doing it fast. But oh no, Maniaco's coming out. And can he hear me? Is he just doing the exact opposite of what I say every time, just to annoy me?
Yes.
I hope he better not be able to hear me. But yeah, Monaco should have just killed Mother Brain right there. It's not going to get any. I mean, I guess you can get a couple more supers for the ammo, but he's got plenty. And it is technically faster to do Mother Brain first. TR is another one of those dungeons that it doesn't. There's scouting really doesn't really do anything for you. You sort of have to do everything. Like maybe you can skip the left side key. That's about it. Maybe you can skip chain chomps. It's always nice information to have. Meanwhile, on Mortar Closet side, they do finally have that bow. Unfortunately, now it's the hunt for that fire rod, which is in the Croc area. I think it's cosine. Yeah, it's cosine. So just kind of a bad place. It's going to be really late before they clean that up. So I don't think they have that much left. It looks like Sneaks might actually be going to wreck ship just to clean that up. Might be doing this just to, again, just has, you have to kill everything anyways. gives Scoop a little time to go ahead and scout things out so they're not stepping on each other.
Yeah, there's Tataka trying to figure out where that arrow pot was, and then
They do
talking
have
with Maniacal.
They do have the fire rod, so they're in go mode too.
Oh, walked right past it.
Okay, so they're also in go mode. But at this point, the dungeon
just
also
rounding it out and finishing it up. Yep.
Sneak is going to have one of the easier Phantom fights of this match so far, coming in here with pretty much full equipment. He's got Plasma Beam, got plenty of missiles, plenty of supers. Plasma's honestly really nice to have on Phantoon, even if you don't have charge, just because of the piercing properties. It really handles the flames for you. Just goes through all of them. You can take out a bunch at once.
What was Maniacal doing there? I still don't. What is he doing?
He's doing it looks like he's doing like the Homer Simpson backup meme, like it's like just walking into the room.
All right, that made my night. I've honestly just never seen anyone like just backtrack.
Yeah,
any fair there. Just take the hit and move on, man.
Yeah, I mean, like if he was on like, if he was on like 1 heart or something, like just really scared for your life, sure. But he's got 13 in blue, so I don't know.
All right, so that we're making fun of him. All right, so we're adding on to.
Are you taking notes? We've got a long list.
Mental, yes.
All right, so it looks like Ataka, assuming nothing goes bad on this is the second phase here, will be the first person on stream to finish all the bosses and all the dungeons. Just have to finish up the end game now, do GT, do Ganon, and do Mother Brain. So yeah, it's looking like I'm gonna get like a mid. It's about like 10 minutes for GT, depending on where the key is, and GT and Ganon, and then like another 8 for Mother Brain.
I'm still really baffled. Why did he get that powder?
Yeah, I'm not sure. To have fairies, I guess. I don't know.
But I mean, like flute over and blue potion.
Yeah, I guess like he needed the quake anyways. It could have been a miscommunication of
maybe, yeah.
That does happen. Especially since it's been so long since. I mean, Hataka checked that so early, and especially those medallions and stuff where it's like, oh, I remember there was something on BT, and I remember there was something in Criteria. I can't remember which one's which. So they are being relatively close to each other. So I expect one of the two to do a full right versus a full left. Interesting, Hataka's going right because it's not guaranteed. Does get the key though, and a super missile. Well, okay, never mind. Just gonna do his normal route, I guess. Another super. So yeah, those supers are it's gonna make their Mother Brain fight nice and comfy. Yeah, unfortunately, the ammo situation for Water Closet not nearly as good. Sneaks here only having 30 supers and 75 missiles, so they're going to need to find some more. Granted, those they don't know about yet, but those two supers right in GT are going to help. And there is the big key. So that's a pretty easy Gans tower.
Fails without checking those 2 chests.
I mean, what can they? I mean, like I said, they've got supers up.
Maniacal's over here in 7 chest cave, as I call it, or paradox cave, looking for ammo apparently. So I would say that's call out right there.
I guess, but they're like I said, they're both fine. So I'm not.
Oh, he wants.
Oh, he's getting ice.
Yeah. Gotcha. He's gonna get tons of ammo here too. I would think the rest was all supers and missiles. Yeah.
Okay, yeah, that's fine for ice and that little treasure trove right there.
Yep.
Definitely makes sense. Pretty quick dip to get all that stuff too, especially with this bomb jump, just getting you right back up to the top. All right, Maniacal hitting GT at the 218 mark. Going to be really easy trip for him. I'm pretty sure there was a small key in the skeleton rune tomb, so I can just go full left. We'll see how badly he wants that super, but his ammo count is fine. Doesn't need it at all. Although it's possible he doesn't exactly know his ammo count. It's just going left though, so he might just be going straight up at this. Keeping track of your ammo can be a little tough, but you know, they knew they really weren't getting charged, so I suspect they've been keeping one eye on it the entire time. Sneak looks like he's coming to the top here just to get this blue cane. And yeah, there's the silver arrows. That's a great safety to pick up before they are. Especially with Sneak still being on Fire Sword. We'll have to grab at least one of those swords. Both the swords are pretty convenient to grab, though, so he should be on Tempered to finish it. I think that Tempered sword in Pengator chest in Ice Palace is definitely worth the slight detour.
Duck, why do they call that room Dragon or Ganon Ball Z?
Because it's Ganon's tower, and there's balls, and then they just put the letter Z at the end. It's like our only good name in A Link to the Past. The rest of the names are like Ice 2, okay?
It's not even that good, though.
It was our one moment of creativity. Don't take this away from us. Have
you guys, like, ever discussed, like, in your admin channels, like, hey, maybe we should just, like, go ahead and rename all these rooms? Or you guys just, like...
we've actually we've commented on how much Super Metroid is stunting on us by having really awesome room names when we have incredibly lame room names. That it has come up before.
Yeah, it's like embarrassing actually.
I renamed one screen, but it's a naughty word, so I can't say it.
DM me it.
Okay.
All right, chat. Let's take a look at what this is. What? What?
I got hit on that screen. I'll send you the clip after. I got hit on that screen, and I forgot what it was called. And they're like, "Duck, where'd you get hit?" And I said, "I got hit on that screen." So it's.
I renamed
And it
what?
kind of stuck.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a room name, I guess.
It's technically an overworld. It's not even a room. That's kind of my contribution to the community. All right, Taka, first one into Ganon. See if we can get the 1-1 here. Don't see too many people not going for the 1-1 with spins in the first phase. But does manage to pull it off, just using his pile of health here to just tank those fire bat hits. Gets the 1-1, very nicely done. And then he's got silvers to clean up this fight, so should be a pretty clean fight for Hataka overall. There you go, Maniacal, making use of that powder. Investment paid off.
I wonder if Maniacal's upset with Hataka for not checking those other 2 chests to see if there are heart containers in them.
Yeah, and it looks like with Water Closet's ammo situation, they are just deciding to bite the bullet to go for this charge beam, or at least Sneaks is.
I think that's the call, like where they're at. Like, what's the commitment on charge at this point? 4 or 5 minutes?
Yeah, 5 minutes.
Yeah, so it's like if they still have other locations to kind of map out, and they're not sure, you know, their placements on supers, you might as well just kind of go forward.
Yeah, it's one of the things. At least we learned with co-op is, you know, charge is not guaranteed to find, and so you really need to keep an eye on your ammo the entire time. And you know, if your partner's finding supers, they need to be calling them out, and you need to keep track of them because you may need to go clean them up for a super or ammo mother brain fight. Just because it's so many missiles. A lot of times in solo, you're just gonna kind of naturally have enough, but it's much less likely in co-op. Ooh, almost a triple for Maniacal there. Looks like with a nice double. Should just be one more to finish this off, and there we go.
How many times do you think Maniacal's gonna die again?
Well, he's got to make use of that powder investment, so 1.
Put the over under at 3, by the way, but yeah.
I'll take the under. I have enough faith in Maniacal that I'll take the under on that comfortably.
Sure about that. Oh, come on, it gives him the free pattern for bailout now. Come on, man. Like, oh my god. He's gonna laugh, guys, incredibly hard at this, don't worry.
Do I have time to change my bet?
No. The bet is now sealed and locked in.
Taka making some quick work of these Metroid rooms. There's a nice Metroids 1. A little grouping on Metroid 2 here. This is actually an underrated place where sometimes you miss having those Morph bombs, especially if you're used to doing grouping strats, or even if they just grab you on accident, because then you're pretty much forced into doing the power bomb. Okay, I thought Ganon was gonna get the last second bat in the face. There, I'd say the under bet paid off.
You know, I laugh, but if you didn't grab those hearts.
And yeah, that's true. You're right. He did need those hearts. Meanwhile, we do have a Bugnet Aga 1 going on.
You sound disappointed by that.
It's fine.
Doug, I get the sense
a-
you just, it's like no fun allowed with you when it comes to Link to the Past. He's like, no, it's not optimal.
I've had a day. It's honestly it's fine.
You play like Factorial all day. What's your day, dude? Like,
look.
We could talk about it later. Don't worry. I'm here for you, baby.
Unless you're gonna like cuddle me to sleep, because that's my main problem is I can't sleep. So like,
I can help you with that.
Okay.
And the answer is gonna be Project
beer,
Diablo 2, dude.
Oh, or that, yeah. Okay.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, Oumslaw, both of them are in Turian. It looks like you were wrong. Hataka is gonna finish in first here. Both just with ammo coming out the eyes at this point. It's
it's got tons.
60 supers will kill Mother Brain 2 by herself. Obviously, it's only the missiles to get through Mother Brain 1, but just, yeah, having 100, that is just plenty.
I guess the coolest notes is, you need, like, what is it? 7 missiles, 6 supers, and then the 60 supers for MB, so.
Yeah, it's 26, because it's 6 missiles or supers to break the class, like the actual damage doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So it's 26 there, plus 60 supers.
So basically, when it boils down to it, the Cole's note is like 70 supers worth of ammo, but preferably with missiles on the side.
Yeah, I do my math off of 60 plus 26 is, I know, just the way that I find it the easiest to figure it out.
I just shoot for 70s like mine. 75 is like super comp, 70 is tight. I just gotta manage ammo, right?
Yeah, and Hataka had so much ammo. As I'm trying to do the math on how I'm wrong, he's already
really damaging himself down here. Okay. Oh, I didn't realize he was on wave only. Okay, got it. But wave kind of shoots through the wave. The vine's pretty good. So.
Yeah, it's not having wave when it really is kind of a nightmare.
Sucks.
All right, there was a couple times where I'm pretty sure it was going to die when he bumped in through the ledge and everything. Pretty impressive he was actually able to keep that together, honestly.
Sneaks with the grapple swag. He's got to be careful. Do not grapple on when he falls. Do not. Okay. Yeah, so I've learned the hard way before. Basically, if you keep grapple on when you're doing that and Croc falls to the lava, he'll actually pull you through the lava and the floor. You'll appear like just above the ceiling, but you're gonna continually take acid damage because the game gets confused and you die because there's no way out.
Yeah, I've done the Croc. I never done the Croc swag after he's been dying. I always come in and do it because it's hilarious.
Yeah, you can do it like while it's happening, but like right next to the pit, if you're not careful, he'll actually like drag you.
Yeah, I knew there was a no with Croc, but I was never entirely sure what it was. So it's good to know.
There's that, and I think there's one other one. I can't remember. I think it has something to do with going past him with spring ball. There's that tech to get to the tank early.
Yeah, they do that in Hundo.
Yeah, and if you mess it up though, there's like a I can't remember what it can do, but yeah.
Yeah, I just don't bother with it. It's pretty minor. We got dual Mother Brain fights. Like I said, teams finishing really close together is a sign that they've been cooperating really well and have played pretty well together with splitting up the routes. Just anytime when one person finishes early, it was just kind of a wasted opportunity cost, really.
Yeah, but a powder retrieval away.
Yeah, a little more than that.
And 2 hearts.
Well, no, the 2 hearts actually made it closer because, as we were pointing out, that would have been a dead.
Well, he would have had half a heart.
Yeah,
he would have had half a heart, but yeah. I just love how we were making fun of him, and then it was like danger close.
So mid 230 times pretty good. They did have a little struggles early, so this time does make sense for them. Honestly, after the early game, they really kind of cleaned it up, and we're just able to execute a lot cleaner. Maniacal's gonna be finishing probably right around like 35, 36. Ataka is gonna be saving the animals. This somehow does not lose any time because it is last to finish. Okay, this might be the reason to do average time and not last to finish. There's 2 reasons.
He generally does it anyways, doesn't he?
Does he? I don't. I'm sad now.
Yeah.
Sneaks is doing the gravity jump from the left side. I don't see too many people do it from the left side.
I've never seen anyone do it, actually. I didn't know you can do it from there. Look at this guy just doing his shine sparks.
He's got 1 minute and 40 seconds. So over on Water Closet side, Scoop's doesn't have too much left, just has Desert and Turtle Rock once he finishes up this mire. Sneaks has got a little bit more to do. He's got both Eastern Pod, Ice Palace, Mizmire, and Turtle Rock. And Ridley, too, as well.
I just can't believe that Maniacal will like send out the order for Hitaka to sandbag at the end, just to make him not look as bad. Shake my head.
All right, and with that, Oumslaw has officially won this match with a official race time GG time of 2:34.49, and we are now being joined by Teams Oumslaw. Good GGs to you guys.
Fortunately, good game, Hitaka.
Thanks, GG.
Yeah.
And yeah, with Maniacal told me I should clown around with the end, so I saved you guys. Don't blame him.
No such thing happened.
I can't believe I was right on that.
So you got the list, our extensive list of things to make fun of Maniacal for.
Yeah.
Okay, the first thing I have to ask is Maniacal.
Yes, Duck?
Why didn't you go to lower Norfair when you found the Varia suit? That's the thing we couldn't figure out. The only reason we could come up with, and it took us like 20 minutes to even come up with this, is Hitaka had all the pendants, so he could have done Mire and everything.
That was
but
exactly
then you... Okay, fine.
No, it wasn't the pendants.
Then why did you still go first?
Your partner's even saying it's not the reason.
Well, the reason was like ammo wasn't great. I was going to have a slow farm. I didn't have any of the medallions.
That's exactly what I thought it was. It was the ammo.
Like,
yeah, I
said entirely doable. It just wasn't like there was a bunch of stuff that was entirely doable and decent to do.
I said I have all the medallions, so I just do it. But then I had to like do Norfair and get Varia and stuff anyway. And at that point, we were pretty down on checks, so he just went ahead with it anyway. Like it was almost certain that progression was in my RLN at that point.
Yeah, like it looked like it was pretty obvious that Mitz had to be there. There was very little left. I mean, we were also pretty surprised how long you guys stayed in A Link to the Past when you found that morph ball.
Yeah, that was one of the weird ones. It was just I kept finding things behind that were inconvenient, and like the book was so crappy, right? Like green pendant to book there, it's just like, well, okay, he's going to have to get mirror. That mirror's in a really bad spot that like someone could reasonably bail with Morph and like leave the mirror.
Yeah.
And like I just wanted to chase the mirror and see like where that went, because it was it's such a strong progression signal. And it didn't ultimately turn out to be anything, but I felt like Hitaka was going to be chasing.
Yeah, I mean, we were commenting like the book is gross, but because the mirror is so deep anyways, like it just felt like the thing to do was because like there's no way like he's Morph and mirror were in there, right? So Hitaka couldn't put it off for very long, and it's just like at that point, like you can't chase down all the book locations before he gets there. It's just like it feels bad, but I just feel like get the book for Hitaka and just it sucks, but you know, it's just a nasty location. Like I mean, it'd be like the same if like you know, like shovel or something was there too, right? Where you just, I mean, that one you can obviously check a lot faster, but you know, you just don't know.
Yeah, I think he checked Bombo's tablet, and by that point I said, forget it, I'm just gonna get the book. You can't chase down all of the book things.
Yeah, it's annoying, but I think it's the right call because especially with it being Morph and mirror, because it's not like items you really can put off. If it was like space jump and like, you know, hookshot, then sure, put it off for a little bit until it's cleared out, but you know, it is what it is.
Yeah, I felt like, you know, I was ahead at that point. Could have pushed Morph and potentially just gotten like, you know, more ahead, like hitting things in Bryn Loop, getting Hitaka chasing again, or potentially chase some of the bad stuff and end up with us in a parallel situation where we could sort of equitably split up the Super Metroid stuff. And A Link to the Past, our movement wasn't bad, right? Like our Super Metroid movement wasn't great, and our Link to the Past movement was actually pretty solid with boots already. Right. So assuming you're going to do all that stuff at some point, like it kind of makes it made sense to me at the time to just knock it out, even though like I did have to go in through the front desert with the book.
Yeah, and especially like the early hookshot really paid off for you guys. It was actually like I think early on, Water Closet I think actually had a little bit cleaner routing. Both teams had a bunch of unfortunate deaths, and like Sneak ended up dying going to the back of Thieves Town, so they just ended up sort of hard abandoning that mirror. Yeah,
gosh,
and
that's
then
rough.
to very late. They also didn't get the fire rod for a long time. So, yeah, they just had a couple unfortunate deaths, unfortunately, which really put them in a pretty big hole overall.
I mean, we, for the most part, dodged costly deaths, which was good. I took, you know, the early one in like the Skull Thieves area, village, I guess, on my way to the, like when I was pulling Thieves open, the spooky ghost got me. And, you know, Hitaka had the one to Vitreous.
Yeah, I got cloned on by the lightning patterns going all the way to the wall.
Did you?
Multiple times.
We didn't quite see. Did you have both items in Mire, or were you just gambling?
I did. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So that makes because you knew you were gonna have silvers coming back, right? So it didn't matter.
Yeah. Well, yeah. So, when I died, I was just like, no, I'm
yeah. There's no reason.
I'm gonna come back with tempered or silvers or something, you know.
All right, Solsky, you want to ask about the powder?
Maniacal, what the hell?
Wait, it wasn't the cleanest route.
He was too broke to buy potions, I think.
Yeah. I was just like, if I disaster GT, like I don't want to run down the pyramid and bonk the tree for a fairy.
Our best guess was Hitaka forgot where Quake was and where Powder was.
That was your best guess. I knew Maniacal was bad, alright? That's why he got it. Like, let's be honest.
It doesn't explain why he got it first.
Yeah, the why I got it first was literally just wrong. I was laughing at myself while I did it.
And then I wasn't sure why you just didn't finish Mother Brain at that point, because it is, I mean, it's minor, but it is quicker, right? Because you're not getting charged, right? So who cares?
You didn't have
ammo.
Yeah.
Just knowing that you don't need to worry about Metroid drops.
It's true.
Yeah, he still hadn't gotten the Paradox Cave.
Oh, you didn't have ice. That's right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Paradox Cave and ice, and the two super packs that we knew about over there. Like, there was just a lot of stuff that was gonna help.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, when my loadout in Super Metroid is anything but ideal, I'm usually going to put Torian off until after Ganon's Tower, just on principle that, you know, something I find en route to Big Key could potentially be something useful.
Yeah, I honestly I forgot about ice. Let me.
Yeah.
This is the first time I'm doing the co-op, and it is a struggle to keep all 4 of you
Oh my God, yeah,
in track on who's doing what and what's going on. So,
All right, we did have water closet here forfeiting, so yeah, race is now concluded. It's over. Good game, everyone. Michael still sucks.
I mean, it's supported by evidence. You have all the data you need.
I just like how you're like Nostradamus grabbing those 2 hearts from Swamp and then actually needing them for Ganon because he would have been half a heart dry.
To be fair, they didn't make a difference at that point, right? Because 2 hearts and half a heart are exactly the same. It's all 1 hit.
It could have been 1 more hit, is what I'm putting it out.
Yeah, it could have been.
I can't believe. We're just like, yeah, he's just piling on the health, and then all of a sudden it's like, I put the over-under that you're going to die again 3 times. And then Duck's like, I'm going to take the under. And then, like, after, like, not even phase 1, he's like, can I change?
Yeah, so my philosophy generally is, like, just grab the safeties that are anywhere near you, just because you can often leverage them, like I did with that deboost in Ganon. You can leverage them to save time somehow, right?
yeah, and we are also joined by Team Water Closet. GG's to you guys.
Yeah, GG's.
Yep.
GG. So yeah, more or less, I'm sure you guys more or less know, but the deaths, and especially the death in Thieves Town, abandoning that mirror, really was the major turning point. You guys are actually looking pretty good early on. Teams Oumslaw made some interesting routing choices early on. We actually preferred your guys' routing early, but yeah, the mirror really came back to bite you guys, as well as some of the other things. So just want to see how you guys felt about the seed and overall how it went.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty straightforward, and, you know, you get a morph ball. I mean, at that point, after we've kind of eliminated everything else, like I went to Skullwoods first, like I'm just out. So that was my explanation. But I mean, if we did something good, I'll take that as a win. You know what I mean? It's more than I expected.
I pulled a very much a me in saying I would have bailed after morph ball like 20 seconds before Maniacal also finds mirror, and then looking like I'm just able to summon big items. So you guys can blame me for that, having that key item deep in that dungeon.
Shame on you.
I know, I'm a terrible person.
He sure is.
All in all, the seed was fun though. I did enjoy it. Found out I need to work on my green gate glitch.
Yeah, it was unfortunate. We were a little puzzled at one point where it was like, oh, I thought he grabbed Titans, and then I kind of went back through the VOD there, and I was like, okay,
yeah,
that's what happened. Because I was wondering why the YAM account was so low, and then it was like, oof, it's unfortunate. Yeah,
especially for that one. So it's like if you're running at the green gate, it's actually it's 2-frame window, not 1. And there is a particular setup for that where you align with the hole in the previous room that you fall through. If you run through the door and then let go of run and then jump, is kind of like the correct setup for that. It makes it a little bit wider. There's a decent setup. If you look at like Zenny's RBO tutorials, he covers it there.
Just Zenny's RBO tutorial.
Look, I know Zenny says a lot of like, just do this incredibly hard thing, but this one is actually easy. It's fine. I recommend it.
You know, put it this way, we wouldn't touch hard a month ago, and I'm kind of by not necessarily by choice, but because it worked out. I'm more of a Z3 kind of a runner, so yeah, I mean, we were trying to pack it all in here in the last month or two, so
yeah, I mean, it's 2 very difficult games, and you got to be good at both of them to be one of the top teams. So the guys who can do it are pretty impressive, honestly. You know, we have some of the best SM runners in the world in this tournament, and their Link to the Past is something to behold. So just I mean, I think people underestimate.
That is 100% a knock on his teammate, by the way.
No, it's not even him. It's Slower.
He's now dragged.
But yeah, I mean,
just double down on it, Duck. It's okay.
No, I've tripled down this a long time ago. It's fine. They know where I live. It's fine. But yeah, it just like I think everyone's like, oh, SM is just such a tech. Like you see, like just again, like top 10 SM players, and they'll struggle with Link to the Past, but it's not easy. You need to put a lot of time into it. So being good at, I mean, even this, like, it wasn't really forced, but you know, Hitaka ran into the fighter sword Vidi and died on that late. Like, there's just so much stuff in both games that can kill you, and especially with co-op, you're going to be a little bit low percent more often, and especially see like this where it's low to begin with, and then you're co-oping it, like because you guys were both at 3 hearts going into Dark World. It was like both teams like had one person had 3 hearts, the other person had 4, and no sword. So it's a pretty gross situation to be in.
Yeah. Go ahead, Sneak, sorry.
And I will say, like this, actually SMZ3 is my very first randomizer that I ever played. So I already feel like I jumped in the 1 foot pool head first.
Yeah, that is a lot to chew off right away. So props to you, and props to you to even getting this far. I mean, you're still in the tournament, but just to be able to jump in and compete at this level is impressive.
Yeah, my first seed was like 19 hours, and it was pretty terrible. I learned every single dark room because I couldn't find the lamp at Spooky Missiles. So, you know, there's that. But yeah, I mean, all in all, I mean, it was an enjoyable seed. I had fun. I knew we were definitely coming into this race as the underdog, and still gave it our all, and had a good time with it.
Yeah, I just started counting minutes after we saw the dot dones, and I'm like thinking, you know what, it's okay. I mean, it's always something to work on, right?
Not sure what you said there, but sure.
I mean,
am I not working?
I get it. I follow. Like I'm glad that you came in. We're all able to kind of chat together. I think that's always nice. So.
It kind of drove the decision to, you know, quit out when we did, you know, because, you know, we know what we're doing here, you know. I mean not how to do it, but
it looks like you were on a deterministic path toward finishing the seed at that point. Like you'd solved all the interesting part.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do enough GT. I don't want to do any more GT.
Yeah, you guys are in go mode, right?
Yeah.
Like
we did go about 2 hours in, and actually took us a little bit to realize it.
Like, I'm looking at something here. I was going to say, you guys did not do charge. We were kind of figuring, you know, co-op, low percentage, et cetera. Maybe best to just bank on the charge, which is what I was going to do. But I guess you ran into enough missiles in the process. So
yeah.
Sorry, go ahead. No, you go ahead.
Yeah, just since charge was, I mean, we knew about charge 90 seconds into the race. Basically, I went Sanctuary right away and straight to Lumberjack. And so when you know about the bad thing that early, you can kind of plan around it. And so we just started being really active about whenever anyone found a super missile, just like I found that super missile in the back of Thieves Town behind Morph. And I was like, it's pretty far away. You're probably not getting it. And then there was a mirror behind it. And Hitaka was like, yes, I can get an extra super pack.
Yeah, I was like, I'm gonna get it anyway. I'm gonna get more for them.
Yeah, he was.
And Maniacal's like, no, that's way too far out of the way. And then he found the mirror anyway, so it just didn't matter.
Yeah, keeping track of supers is something we learned pretty early on in this tournament. That even though you got 2 people clearing the seed, charge is still not guaranteed. You don't want to have to look for it because it can always just be like a pendant turtle rock or something. So keeping track of the supers is, and to, I mean, you know, all the ammo to a lesser extent, but really especially the supers until you find charge and Varia, honestly, because you might have to do hell runs as well.
Yeah. Early tanks, early heart containers, or in any supers until charge. Like it's all valuable.
Okay. There was another seed. I think it was one of the qualifiers had charge at GT missiles, and Space Chimp was like nowhere to be found. It was somewhere really stupid.
Pendant
Yeah.
Ice or something stupid.
Yeah, and
Jeez.
it was just supers were like stinging throughout the whole seed until there were like 4 of them in GT.
Yeah, I had one where I had to get like both. There was like 2 supers in like back of Gauntlet, so we had to like route those in on my way to like Mother Brain because it was like barely. It was going to get me to like 40 supers or something, just barely get me across the line.
Well, I went and did swagging them so that I could go get my charge beam.
Yeah, Swift the net. I'm very happy.
And then immediately missed the first net and got hit. And I'm like, well, I'm going to get made fun of on that one.
I didn't. I see the net come out and I just kind of black it out because otherwise I'll have some sort of heart palpitation. So it's at least you're not dashing an Aga 2 and thinking it's optimal. That's all I can ask for.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
No, I definitely had a little bit of fun and, grappled Crockemeyer off the side and, just some stupid stuff.
Yeah, but I mean, if this is a double elimination tournament, so you guys aren't out of it. Niall Kotaku, you're actually playing the winner of the match that was on opposite us, so I'm not even sure what happened there. So
yeah, I'm curious to go see how that one went down. It's the Fire Rod locked. I think that's Sinus and Lachlan versus Ace T, Tracy and Ace Zero. So Hitaka and I get the winner of that, and then Avasneaks and Scupula get the loser of that matchup. So everyone here is interested in that one, I think.
Yeah, that's
I had a look, but I won't say because somebody wants to watch it. So yeah.
All right. Well, I think that's gonna pretty much do it for us. Solsky, you got any last comments?
Yeah, just one. Hitaka, can you confirm what your sprite is supposed to be?
It's Medley from Wind Waker.
Oh, there you
Okay,
go.
what would you say that would look like more? Would it look more like a duck or would it look more like a monkey?
Was Asher in here calling it a monkey or polar bear bunny? Because they think it looks like a monkey.
Thank you.
I'm gonna lump those two in with Hitaka. Oh, not Hitaka. Sorry, you're Hitaka. I'm gonna lump Duck in that with that crowd, and that's not.
I will get lumped in with Azure any day of the week. Thank you.
I'll call you
Yeah,
guys.
she's definitely a duck.
Yeah, it is 100%
definitely thought it
closer
was
to
a
a monkey.
monkey. I definitely thought it was a monkey. So.
Oh my god.
Okay. All right. Well, does either team have any final thoughts before we wrap this up? Then.
No, just
GG's.
Yeah, GG's, and thanks for the commentary and tracking and all that, guys. Really appreciate you guys stepping up to crew this. I'm looking forward to watching it back.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just all those nice things, those 3 nice things I said about you. Just
I'm sure I'll be
Thank
getting
you.
a DM at 2 a.m. from Maniacal, like this normally happens.
Why did
It'll
you
probably be
let
a
him-
little later. I have some stuff to take care of before I can watch it back. But
Okay.
yeah, I'll slide into your DMs real late.
I'm sure.
We'll get that
Well, I'm
4 a.m.
Pacific
ping.
now, so it's fine.
Okay, cool.
all right, guys. Well, thanks again, and
Yeah.
enjoy the rest of the tournament, guys.
Yep.
Have
That's
a
gonna
good
do it
night.
for us.
Yep. Thank you to Kurito and the comms, and especially Sandras for tracking for alone because I've done it any fun. So
Yeah,
Sure.
definitely kept us honest. Tracking 4 once is an impressive feat. So outstanding job by our tracker today.
yeah, I mean, we didn't expect this to actually come together. So I definitely appreciate everybody doing it. So I just want to say that. That's all. Thank you.
Yep. Appreciate it, guys. Have a good one.
Cheers, guys.
Have a good rest of your night, everyone.